Hiya, hiya, Mon. Hello, 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 hello. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Hi, it's me. You're always sometimes lucky lady of the internet, of the world, of, everything. Hi, I hope you're doing well today. I wanted to have a little relaxing day, and my original planned meeting that I had scheduled for before this got postponed to another day. So I thought, why not hang out and yap earlier than originally anticipated? Hence our being here now. Hi! Hello! I hope you're having a good day today, Daiya. Thank you! I hope you're also having a good day today. I have turned off the audio in the casino intentionally because I want to test something on you, Mon. My lovely diabetics, I would love for you to hear this first, so let me see if I can get it set up in time. I have spent a small part of the day working on getting the second Shure SM7B that I have obtained up and running. Well, I got it plugged in. So there's a connection piece that got cross-threaded because I bought mine secondhand. Because I didn't want to have to pay full price for a second Shure microphone for this lovely little ASMR experiment. And so I was like in agony about it. I had to fight very valiantly against it, but we did manage. We did manage in spite of it all. So I wanted to try this all, and I thought maybe it would be fun if Mons here during members got to experience it first. So that's my tentative plan and excuse. Compound Snake, thank you for the super. Daiya, I need help. I'm trying to 3D print for the first time, and my dumb monkey brain almost blew my house up twice. Did not know that it was possible for you to nearly blow up your... I mean, I guess it makes sense, because there's a lot of components and stuff with 3D printing, but please be careful. I feel like that goes without saying, but don't blow up your house, Mons. You're so quirky. Please, but genuinely, please be careful. It not in jest. Very serious time. Please be careful. But I got everything, and I'm really excited. Many such cases, oh god, it's great when it works though. There's a specific item that when 3D printing was like still in its infancy, I believe, I saw a post on social medias of a... Wait a second. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry. Checking my audio to make sure that I'm doing this right. And it was a moving lamp. Like it was somebody who had 3D printed a light fixture that was GLaDOS from Portal. So obviously there was an LED, I believe. I think it was LED, just because the fact that but it was in place of like the sensor, right? The light in GLaDOS is like I air quotes. And it looked so cool, and I hope somewhere the files to be able to make it are still like publicly available for free online, but I've never had access, nor have ever thought to go to. I think there are still some like print shops, like physical print shops, like ones that you used to use for like sending things in the post. I believe those have also pivoted in some cases to having 3D printers as well, but I am not sure on that. It's a desk lamp? No, it was a ceiling lamp. It was a full light fixture, like to replace your overhead light. So she like hung from the ceiling. It was like, I don't know, like a foot and a half tall, something like that. It was rather large, right? Because, for the spectacle of it all. But it was very cool. I remember being very amazed by it. Oh. Okay. So, let's make this all nice and fancy. And then, okay, we're gonna test this, Mon-Mons. Be patient with me. We're gonna see if this works. Okay. Looks like everything's all right. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself for a brief moment. And now I have, ooh, wow, that's a crazy experience. Okay. Adjusting to that's gonna be kind of weird. But now, hi. Hello. Hiya, it's me. Hi. How do we like this? Is this good? Is this bad? I have been using for, obviously I won't be using this for like regular streams very often, but maybe for like kind of like narrative experiences and stuff like that. But the way that this works is, and the reason why I decided to try this was, for a little while now, a lot of the ASMR videos that you've seen on my channel, that are videos rather than streams, have actually been using one Shure SM7B that I then just end up taking in Audacity after the fact. I take the audio and I splice it so that it pivots from one channel to the next, so that it sounds like I'm talking in one ear and then the other ear, right? And I really like it. I love the way that the Shure SM7B sounds. It's not necessarily, I mean, it's nice for like audio triggers too, but I do genuinely believe that for any kind of like spoken kind of stuff, it is one of my favorite, if not it's my favorite microphone that I have, and it's one of, if not my favorite microphones in general for like my voice. So I've really wanted to try this for a little while now, so that I can, instead of having to worry about switching the audio channels manually, I also now have 2 preamps, so I get clean gain with both of them rather than just one or the other, which is really nice. Big fan of that. I can't actually use my Cloudlifter preamps with my 3DO because my 3DO is not a XLR microphone. It's the, pardon me, it's the standard, the like cheapest 3DO. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but it does mean that I can't make my audio as clean and as clear as I would like it to be, and that drives me insane. So now, we don't have to worry about that. Touching the air actually felt like somebody touched my headset and it scared me. Oh, I'm sorry. Audacity comes in clutch yet again. Yeah, it's a nice way of getting it done, but it means that I can't do it like on stream, right? There's not really a convenient way for me to magically make that work. But yeah, so I'm sure this is probably a little bit of a weird experience of like, oh gosh, surround sound Daiya Fortuna. That's a little scary. Maybe, I don't know. Immersive metal pipe and dodgeball incoming. No. But please let me know if you like this. You quite like it. I'm glad. It's a bit of a crazy experiment. I will say my desk. Firstly, this will make so last night's ASMR, we did a story time, like a story reading ASMR, and I really loved doing that ASMR, but the big difficulty for me was my 3DO headset, or my 3DO microphone doesn't have a stand that connects to my desk, so I can't use it hands-free. I have a stand, but again, it has to sit in my chair, in my lap. Don't be weird about that. And I then kind of have to like shift from one hand to the next because it sits against my like chest or against my face in order for me to like move and talk between your ears. So that was kind of like a figuring process for me, and there was like a little bit of awkwardness. But now the nice thing about this is that I can use these completely hands-free because they're both on microphone stands. So now I can do ASMR and I don't have to worry. Obviously, I don't have it balanced yet for my ASMR settings, but I don't have to hold it. I can do ASMR and I don't have to hold my microphone. Anyways, sorry. So I'm excited about that. Very, very hyped about that. So just a little thing for me that, again, makes me feel happy. So that's what's going on in my world lately. I have my microphone on 200%, or my sound settings on like 200% gain. I just had to make the biggest cough ever. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do it again. Oh, I want to destroy your eardrums. There we go. Alright. So, basically, that's the excitement in my world lately. But I hope that this brings you some interest. And I will use it and integrate it for... I also want to do some, like, experimental projects, like, narration-wise. And I think having a surround vocal for, like video voice work and things like that could be a really interesting audio experience. So I think the best part of this is all the round improvement in audio quality. The 3Dio's microphone quality doesn't compare to this. Yeah, that was my other big thing, was like, I love the 3Dio, don't get me wrong, but like I was actually I was talking to my dear friend Bossy, and she was talking with me about like the fact that she was I think she just recently got or is getting a cloud lifter. And she was like, I don't really know what this is, but like you recommended it to me and you said that it would help, and like I'm figuring out like XLR microphones, so like, you know, she's still kind of figuring it out. And I explained to her, I was like, yeah, no, you really want a cloud lifter. And eventually it got to the point where I just I like explained to her what a preamp was, and she was like, okay, that's great to me, I don't understand what that means. So for context, I took my cloud lifter off of one of my like off of my microphone, and I showed her what it sounds like raw without a preamp. And for a fun little experiment, Momons, I'm gonna do this too. So one second. Okay, so now we only have one microphone. Sorry, I know I'm in your ear. It's kind of a weird experience. Give me a second. But the reason being is because I'm going to take one of these off, and I'm just going to plug the microphone directly into the interface. And then, okay, so this is what the audio sounds like with a preamp. And this is what the microphone sounds like without a preamp. I end up having to turn the microphone up insanely high in order for me to get any kind of actual audio that you can hear, right? My microphone is actually insanely quiet comparatively without. This is actually me on maximum gain. Sorry about the pop sound. That's just something that I have to deal with. Sorry, I should have probably muted my microphone for a brief second. But yeah, so it's much quieter. It sounds like I'm in another room, right? So having a preamp is very, very valuable. The other thing is that I have a my casino office is not soundproofed or treated. So it sounds very, very different, right? Anyways. Oh. Wait, why is it? Oh, because it's... Okay. Yeah, one sec. Okay, so that's what that experience is in a nutshell. Thank you for letting me nerd out on you a little bit. You can hear more of the room, exactly. Because you can hear more of the room. You can also hear more background noise generally if I turn the gain all the way up. Because without the... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, one sec. Never mind. I'm gonna mute this. because without the preamp, it sounds really, 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 it doesn't sound as well filtered, if that makes sense. It doesn't sound as clear, as clean. I love audio talk. It's super interesting to me. I just recently learned today, or not today, I learned in like the last year or so. I knew a little bit about like audio and stuff, but I didn't know near as much as I've learned in like the past year or so. So, but yeah, so that's basically that. I hope you don't mind. I wanted to test this out today. We're gonna do a like fun experimental kind of stream on Sunday where I get to like try this out a little bit more as far as seeing what this can do for ASMR purposes. But in the meantime, I wanted to try this out. Now, granted, I will say the cable management on this, because I have two microphones across from each other, like on one side of my L and the other side of my L-shaped desk, the cable management is a pile of cables in my lap, and I've got to figure a way around that. But once we get that figured out, I just need to like wrap them around other stuff. It'll be fine. But overall, very excited to have this opportunity to get to do some fun, cool stuff with microphone audio stuff and things. I really... This may come as a surprise to you, Mon-Mons, but I do really, really, really enjoy messing with audio stuff. So, traded mic and lap for cables. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, though, I'll take it. I will take it 1,000,010 times over, because again, I think the audio quality is nicer. And even if it's not necessarily on your side, it is on, like, it gives me peace of mind, if that makes sense. And it's nice to feel as though, like, I'm gonna be kind of, sorry, you can see me moving back and forth between the two microphones. I'm gonna be a little bit like picky about those kinds of things, because I really, really want Mon-Mons to experience and to have the best possible audio. Exactly, it benefits stream to have the best possible audio, and really, there's no reason not to. So, I'm I will do this, and I will mess around and have fun. Scary, akasugi, thank you for the super. Scary, you've mispronounced divine. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I'm glad. Audio is really fun tinkering with, mixing, mastering, filters. Yeah, I want to learn like mix, master, time, and tunes for covers too. So that's something I really like. Movement is cute. Another crazy thing about this is that, fun fact, Mon-Mons, I'll actually be able to move around on stream today. Or not today, but in future ASMR streams when I'm using these microphones, because, a little fun fact, my phone camera cannot pick me up when I'm using the 3DO microphone, because I have to move my face in front of the ears, and oftentimes that means that my mouth and my face are covered up by the 3DO. That's not a problem with this anymore, because, again, they're just two of them right next to, they're just regular mic stands, so I don't have a problem with one microphone, I don't have a problem with two microphones. So that's really nice too. It means that I'll be able to do more streams and not have to worry as much about how I set them up. So I'm kind of excited about that too. So, Goody, thank you for the super. What headphones are you using? So I don't use a Go XLR. I use a Moto M2 interface. And as for my headphones, I just use a pair of, these are the Bose Quiet Comfort 2, Quiet Comfort 2s, I believe is the model. It's the Quiet Comfort series, but I can't remember what the model number is exactly. Or what edition or anything like that. I think it's like 2 or S2. I can't remember. They've got like some kind of numbering system. But yeah. Finally, someone who doesn't use a Go XLR. I actually use the same audio interface that Rocky and Ayu and I think a few other girls use. And the reason for that being was I actually was looking for a dual input audio interface because mine was being a little funky, and I felt that I was having some connection problems with it. So I actually reached out to other girls and asked them about which ones they recommended, and I found that this one was really nice because it has a little screen that shows me the input audio, like what's being received in and what's coming out audio-wise, and that's really nice. So that's why I chose this one over something else. So that's a little fun fun question mark story. Gotta adjust this a little bit more still, because the the joy of having SM7Bs is that they are very heavy, and so it means that they slide around a little bit, but that's fine. Not gonna lie, the Bose Quiet Comforts are sweet. They are. Most people who do ASMR can't use Go XLR because it's only one input. Yeah. I love hearing you talk about audio stuff because I know nothing. I'm so sorry, Mom Mons. I feel like a lot of Memba streams end up turning into me talking about that kind of stuff. But I've been doing a lot of tinkering. I've been doing a lot of experimenting. I've been doing a lot of exploring. There's some stuff that I'm going to have to start buying. Some of all things, I'm going to have to start buying like handcraft materials soon, because there's something that I'm working on for something very important. It's coming up with each passing day, coming closer with each passing day, and in order for me to have all of the everything ready to show Mon-Mons, I have a few ideas for some things like mixed media wise that I want to try out for like future assets, and that means that I have to like test some things out. So I'm gonna go to a craft store this week and grab some supplies and see if I can't try out something a little bit strange. But I wanted for a second to like make part of it on stream with Mon-Mons, but I worry that if I do that, it'll be like spoiling part of the surprise, you know? I feel kind of torn about it. But I don't know. It's okay. I can do all the painting and stuff like that in my spare time. It's fine. Daiya collage and drawing stream. Yeah. I asked on my Twitter alt recently for like images and recommendations that may or may not have something to do with this particular project. So I'll probably start taking submissions like I'll make like a dedicated thread and have Mon-Mons like post like images that are Daiya core or something like that. If what you're crafting isn't too obvious, it could be a fun teaser if you stream it. It's not too obvious, and I think it could be fun because we would be like, you'd be seeing a lot of it in the future, so maybe it would be fun to kind of work on parts of it together. The urge to Daiya League tuna grows stronger and stronger. No. I've worked too hard. I worked too hard sculpting all of this with my own two hands to leak it now. Yeah, I've grown a large appreciation for like management and stuff like that. Not to say that I didn't have it before, but I have a bigger appreciation and respect for like the preparations that all went into things, you know? Having to handle it yourself compared to having to handle it with assistance is very different. I would work? No, I don't. Most certainly not. Absolutely, tootly boodly not. No. Daiya Fortuna manager, yeah. That's me. Self-managed. Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot more paperwork, but you know, I'm very honored, and I'm very happy to be like working with Mane-chan, with DV, and like being in charge of my own path and in charge of like what I do, you know? So I'm pretty happy about everything right now. Yeah. But you know, I'm really really excited and just happy and working hard right now, focusing on working hard. Mm-hmm. But I'm also really really glad that we get to hang out and just have silly fun times in the midst of it, because since I'm working on a lot of preparations and a lot of organizing stuff and a lot of saving up and financing things, it's really nice to like have something where I'm feeling like a little bit like, oh, stress, and then I'm like, oh, but I get to hang out with Mons today, so I can't really be that stressed, you know. Feels good. Mons are like, you know, my, like, opening the casino is like my relaxation time. So no thoughts head empty, only good vibes. I'm curious to know. I should probably switch back to just the monitor, like the mono audio, right? Do you think, should I do that? I'm not sure which is best. If it's better for me to have the mono audio, or if it's better for me to have the weird funny audio. But let me know your preference on that matter. Looking forward to everything you've got cooking. Thank you. I'm working hard on it. So I hope that you'll enjoy it. So sounds good either way. Bliss. Yeah. Been thinking about a lot of stuff lately, but I'm really happy, and I want to do everything in my power to attain my goals. Either's good. Maybe we can be spoiled with Duel today. Yeah, I mean, if Mons don't feel like bothered by it, I just want to make sure it's not like, how do I explain, like distracting or like uncomfortable or anything like that. Yeah. I don't want it to be something that makes like, I don't know how like strange of an experience this is, so please let me know if it's something that's like strange in a bad way rather than strange in a good way. Don't mind at all. It's a bit more cozy. Yeah, it's good. Oh. In the bright side, if you like it a lot. The bright side, in the future, if I ever do scary game streams, now I can guarantee that I can deafen you. As long as you don't go far too to one side only, it's still very listenable with only a single headphone. Yeah, no worries. The entire thing, like I'm checking the audio balance here. It's favoring left a little bit for some reason. Maybe I can turn it down a little bit in one ear to kind of help cut that down, maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much balanced, I think, now. But overall, I'm just trying to like figure it out. I guess maybe not. It's kind of hard to tell a wee bit, but just go quiet and then you go boo into one ear. Oh jeez. Mamos, I'm trying to keep you alive. I don't wanna make you panic or fear. It's pretty good. I'm glad. Big bear. It's Daiya going turbo. What do you mean turbo? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that mean. Monons. But I don't know. I'm excited to hear that it sounds good. I'm gonna have to like play this back for myself and see like how it sounds, because I'd love to know if it would be good for like Zatsu streams and stuff too, or if it's exclusively something I want to use for ASMR. Panic and fear like we don't feel those all the time. Good. It's suspension bridge effect, Mons. It's suspension bridge effect. Or what? You didn't hear that from me. But yeah, what else have I been looking forward to lately? I'm working on my thumbnails. I finally got those started, so be proud of me for that. I actually started those so that's good. I was having a little bit of like trouble motivating myself because I stayed up late last night. So at least I've gotten through a few of them. I think we're through to Thursday, I want to say. So that's good. You're ready and willingly indoctrinated? Yeah. Good. Fear for always sometimes like a car dealer builds good camaraderie among Mon-Mons. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that, right? We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Whether it's true or not, we'll go with it. It makes it sound nice, so we'll stick with it. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, wait. Surround sound audio. There you go. For free? You're welcome. What are other things? Wait. I was cleaning and I found, where is he? Hand yourself over. Anyways. I couldn't help myself. Unscheduled ASMR. No. I'm kidding. It's just the sensory. It's not a slug. It's an axolotl, but it's a sensory little guy. He's got a dumb little face. Yeah. No, I have a collection of, I have a collection of sensory slugs. I have like 3 or 4 of them, and then I have a sensory axolotl. I don't know why I have multiple. Oh yeah, it's like a key jingle. Jingle, jingle. True. I now have default jingle, jingle. It's the spine of the last guy who couldn't pay off his debt. Yeah. A spine-shakingly good time. I'm shaking it, and by it I mean my spine. Be careful. Mon-Mons will be the next one. Have I found any new obscure games lately? I don't know, have I? Thinking to myself, I don't think so. Nothing particularly, like, exciting. I'm trying to make my way through my, like, new games list. Oh, but I did, I think it really, I mean, it's not obscure. I think it's getting rather popular as a collab game right now, but I did find out about Guilty as Sock. And then I did, beg 8 other girls to play it with me. They did not take much convincing. It was actually a very, very, very easy process, but I did end up gathering up a group of girls for Guilty as Sock, and I'm really excited about it. At first it was going to be a small collab, and then you know, collabs that I organize are kind of like, well, and in for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah. Looking forward to the Quarry and Guilty as Sock this week. I have never played the Quarry. To my understanding, it's one of those like choose your own kind of situations where like your choices matter sort of deals. Kind of like Until Dawn, but I've never played either of those games. So it will be a lot of like I don't know if Lazu knows anything about it, but she was really excited to invite me to play it together, so I'm just along for the ride. It's peak B-movie slasher. It looks fun. I really like the concept. It looks good. I love like a classic camp slasher, so I like it. Games like The Quarry have very cheesy characters, very silly moments. Ooh, I like that. I like everything about the sentences that you've just made. All of those I'm quite partial to. Yeah. Yes. So, I'm looking forward to it. whatever may come of it, I'm looking forward to it. Let me just really quickly okay, wait. Hit? Okay. Awesome. Okay. I had to make sure. Oh! Sorry. That's our video essay. That's our video essay. It got a little loud. Until Dawn has a pretty long build-off, but oh, is it also good? How many of the Army of Darkness films have you seen? Just the first one. I've seen Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Guess the essay from that 1 second of audio. I already told you, Mon. It's well, I didn't tell you the name of the video essay channel, but I did choose it based on the fact that for those of you unfamiliar, there was a Muppets ride called Muppets 3D, and it recently closed, and I've been seeing a lot about it, Muppet Vision 3D, and I have not, like, I've never been on it or anything like that, but it recently closed, and I was curious. I was like, you know, I'd kind of love to learn about the history of that. So we'll be watching how Disney mishandled the Muppets by Poseidon Entertainment. Yeah. Did you see the Muppet boxing game? Oh, yeah. Felt that. Looks really fun. Are we taking precautions to prevent a Wiggles-like entity from swearing revenge against your AdSense? Yes. The way that we avoid that is by means of not playing any music. We can sing, we can have a fun time, we can have little clips because these channels should be fine. But if it's anything that's like a full song or anything like that, then obviously we have to pause it and skip through. So yeah, I think that's my plan, at least. It's called not playing the music video. Exactly. You get it. You understand. You saw Muppet Vision as a kid. Whoa. Any canoodling done on that ride? No clue. I don't know how many people have been, you know, premaritally hand-holding with each other on the Muppet Vision 3D ride, but it's like a theater show, not like a ride. So make of that what you will. Interpret that how you please. However that best suits your fancy or whatever. I don't know. If it's a ride, someone has kissed on it. That is true. Garfield is much more arousing than the Muppets. Hey. Please don't say that. Do me a favor, and let's agree to never say that sentence ever again. I think that's better. I think it's a good idea to not do that. Muppet Vision, my beloved. I love getting to sit in an air-conditioned room when it's 90 degrees. Yeah, that's very real. Do you ever feel like Disney doesn't know how to handle their third-party IPs? I mean, I'm not a specialist on you know, making properties around you know, other people's IPs or anything like that. So I don't really know, but I mean, I have my opinions about the Star Wars movies that they made, so anyways. Other than that, that's about the strongest opinion that I have. So it's 4D theater, not a ride. Remember the one in Disney California was mostly just used for long movie teasers in its later years. Oh. They should give all IP to Daiya. She's done great with it. yeah, me. Resident IP specialist. And all the live-action remakes. Yeah, woo. Yay, woo. You know, because I was just thinking to myself, man, I really want a live-action version of all my favorite movies where it's just worse. There's a video essay about the failure of the Yes, I do know about the Star Wars Hotel, and I would love to watch the Star Wars Hotel essay with you, Mon, but it's 4 hours long, so we really have to do that as its own separate entity, and we need to strap in for that. But I do know that the Jenny Nicholson one. Yeah. Culprit Nick, thank you for the super. Channel Surfer YouTube channel has a lot of good videos about old movie production studios. Ooh, I'll give that a list. I'll give that a watch sometime. Maybe we'll watch one after this. That's really neat. The irony of live-action remakes are that are more than half CG anyway, so it's like, it's already animation, you may as well just. Yeah, that one is great. It's so good. I like that one a lot. Remaking every Disney World movie, but starring the Little Red Stingray guys instead. Real. What's like a what? What's like a subathon thing? Huh? Hmm? I must be honest with you, Monmons. We haven't even... Oh, watching a 4-hour video. I mean, I watched Lord of the Rings. I watched the first Lord of the Rings with Monmons. That wasn't a subathon goal or anything like that. Can we get a Finding Nemo live-action movie? Yes, and there's not a single fish in the entire film. They're all just real people. They're all just real people. It's just a guy who loses his son in an airport or something like that. Or in the ocean, I guess, but there's not a single fish in the ocean. I may already be planning future outfits. I may be planning future outfits already, Monmons, and I haven't even debuted the current one. Like the I would love to one day, like, if I ever did something like that, though. If I ever did something like that, like, I'd love to, like, if I ever did like a fundraising kind of event, I would kind of love to do, one of them, like an uncapped, like one of those, like, see how long we can stream for Monmons. I think that would be really fun. I kind of want to do something like that one day, where we just see, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Of course, all of the funds would go toward, my little housing fund, my little Daiya Fortuna's dream of living in a little house, having a nice little little property, for, like, and then, you know, obviously, like, maintaining, like, you know, all the for production quality maintenance and everything like that. How to live in little house if tall woman. About buying a casino and using that as your house. See, that's a fantastic concept, Monmons. The thing is that casinos are expensive and little tiny secondhand properties overseas are cheap. So I'm trying to be realistic, Monmons. I think some of those go crazy, like over half a year. Yeah. And if that's the case, then we just, you know, we just go, I guess. I guess we just go, Monmons, I don't know. I guess I just eat, sleep, and breathe stream for the next, I don't know, year, 2 years, 3 years, 15. No, I'm kidding. Buy casino, use casino to make money, use money to pay off casino, repeat. 24/7 Daiya is real. Hey, it could, you know, who knows? I'd have to sleep, Monmons. I'd have to sleep. 50 years of Daiya Fortuna. Who are you cursing with such a fate? Who are you cursing with such a fate? You already eat, sleep, stream. Yeah, but I mean like on on stream all the time. Damn, you're right. Shit. I guess a subathon's really, or a donathon event or whatever isn't really that special if I stream every day already. So I guess what you're telling me, Monmons, is that I need to stop streaming so often. How many, you know, three times a week? 3 streams a week, Monmons? You want me to only stream 3 times a week is what I'm hearing, I think. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to hear. It's kind of hard to tell. Hey, wait. 8-ish hours plus of Mon Derby, yeah. No. You have to create artificial scarcity to drive up profits. You wouldn't last 3 days a week. I think I could. I think Monmons are not understanding of my determination. We've perished, we need our fortunium. I'm just teasing you, Monmons. I'm just teasing you. You'd miss us too much. I would, but, you know, I'm going to hoard the Daiya to drum up demand. The urge to yap versus the Daiya determination. Yeah, I mean, well. Okay, I'm in this photo and I don't like it. Yeah. So this is the one who always wants to be fed Maros. Yeah. Actually, I don't know, Mons have been making some weird Maros lately. I've been receiving some strange Maros that I'm I've been getting confessions of lewd things like hand holding. Mons. Talking about wanting to hold hands. That's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There's some real, yeah. Little freaky Mons. Fin holding? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, put it away. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. May we see your ankles. Okay. You know what? You know what? You know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore, Mons. I'm gonna be honest with you. What do you take me for? Some kind of 18th century harlot? Out here begging for ankles, you sick freaks. You absolutely sick freaks. Think about what you've done. Think about what you're asking for. You absolute criminals. Yeah, in fact, I'm not even going to deign that with a response outside of this. Just take a moment. I'm waiting. Take a moment and think about the consequences of your actions. Yeah, feel awkward? Yeah. That's how scandalous. No, stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Don't think about it. Just be... Can't hurt to ask. It can. It can hurt very badly. Throwing hammers. Throwing hammers at you. Thought about it too hard. Brain go boom. Good. Good. That's what you deserve. Consequences of your actions. Hitting hard. Like hammers. Tis only fair. Tis only fair. Eating the hammers. Mons, there's no way that you can eat all of the hammers faster than I can throw them. Hey, I just got a Maro, and I swear to God, if it's a bad Maro... Okay, no, that one's fine. That one's a fine Maro. That's not a bad Maro. You're safe. You're safe, Mons. Remember for 10 months... Oh, wait. Iron Spoon, thank you for 10 months of being a type 1 diabetic. I can read properly. Honestly, is there any Mons who want to hold hands in chat while watching Daiya? Whoa. Whoa. That's inappropriate. You're just gonna say that in front of everybody? You don't, like in front of everyone? Oh. That's a new level of freaky. Crazy. Yeah, very inappropriate. Very inappropriate, Mons. Get thine minds out the gutter. Out the gutter? Whoa. At least take me to dinner first. Yeah, Mons. No hand holding. That's how you get Mon pregnant. Yeah. Whoa. Maintain a safe distance, a safe stopping distance of at least 3 feet from each other. It's the Mon stopping distance to guarantee you don't slam into each other. Monpreg mentioned, please, for the love of God, can we go one day with them? I gotta go pull out the chalk. It's been 0 days since Monpreg mentioned. Not the Monpreg again. I'm not ready for parenthood. For real. Going to get the candy uranium. Oh, or nor. Give me just 1 second. There's a scratching sound. I think it's one of the doggies Fortuna. deep. Okay. Mon is going to evolve to Mom. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to be getting you a Mother's Day gift? You brought it up. This is the consequences of your actions. Congrats to 12 months. Daiya gives us looks of our own. Judges us for our actions. Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, Maslow. Thank you, Maslatos. Thank you for a year of being a type 1 diabetic. Happy 1 year. Hand holding in public. Whoa, Monmons are really getting extra freaky today. Also, a whole year. Yippee! Happy to be a Monmon. Thank you. Do you ever think the creator lives in fear of their creation? Yes. Yes, I now know what it feels like. While she's gone, Monmon shall rule the casino. I'm back. Hi. Hi. Hello. I'm back. Hello. Bum, 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 bum. I wonder how weird it is. Ooh. I wonder how, like, lullabies will sound with this, too. Because I like to do lullaby ASMR, and it's been a while since I've done one, so I think that'll be fun, too. So, I think that'll be good, too. It is nature for monsters to destroy their creators. Well, stop being little edgelords, Monmons, and chill out. Probably goated with the sauce. I'd imagine so, right? I think maybe, but no busting it down of any kind. Busting it down is banned in the casino. It's like Kevin Bacon Footloose. There's no dance on that town, and there's no busting it down. Sensual style in the in the casino. Announcing being a Mon. I'm a card darling. Oh god, I'm never gonna live that down, huh? Oh, is this setup good? Is this setup good for triggers, or 3DO is just better for that? No, I think both are good. I mean, I think we'll be fine. Obviously, you don't have a silicone ear, but ignore the birds in the background. It's not an ASMR day. I wish I could roll my R's through text like Zai. Yeah. I'm also jelly. She'll die a martyr, Monmons. I shall dance the casino floor. Whoa. 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 Wait, the fact that I've never done the fact that I've never done Jennifer Coolidge's Your Sleep Paralysis Demon ASMR is really unfortunate, but I just oh, but can you imagine? Can you imagine how good that could be? Can you imagine? Can you imagine how delightfully good that could be? It seems you're really trying to sleep. It'd really be a shame if somebody sent nightmares to you for the rest of your days. Oh, I want your soul real bad. Yeah, like that? I brought you a hot dog. Granted, I've placed them all around the bed in like a summoning circle kind of thing. So, you know, if you end up with a few extra, you know, demons and whatnot, you know, what happens, happens. I have mixed thoughts. Most of them better be bad. It better be mostly bad. She wants to scare us real bad. I had a sleep paralysis for the first time a couple weeks ago and was very disappointed. Oh no. Don't not yeah. Oh no, oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pardon me, sorry. Gosh, the birds are just really making some noise today, huh? Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep, they say. Beep beep beep. Boop boop boop. Yeah, I just got the alien abduction flavor of sleep paralysis. Media lied to me. That's terribly unfortunate. Whoa, 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 whoa. I get a Mario that's just booger. What do you mean? You really sound like Jennifer Coolidge if Jennifer Coolidge played herself on SNL. That sounds really derogatory. Hand holding, that's child's play. What about holding your side tail ahoge? Not pulling it, just holding it. That's inappropriate. That's extra inappropriate. What's wrong with you, you sick freaks? Knock it off. Jeez. You're making me so embarrassed I'm making the Windows startup sound. Gee, way to make a girl embarrassed. God. Get it together, Mon. Jeez. It's very inappropriate. Yeah. What if we moved your tiny hat to the other side? Where's your tiny hat now, huh? Where's your tiny hat now? In the end times, you will find yourself staring at the stars, begging for what greater force you believe there to be to come and save you. But they won't. So I ask you this, Mon. Where is your God now? Anyways. Be nice or you'll lose your tiny hat privileges. Ewan, thank you so much for 1 year of being a type 3 diabetic. Thank you. More cursed than frog tuna. Oh no. You really want cursed. That could be arranged. Where's my... Well, nope. It's not done. Wait. Nope. Oh. I've messed something up somewhere. Okay, well. I want to flip Daiya's hat and fill it with nacho cheese dip. Gee, gosh, Willikers, it sure is cool of you to support me like this. Oh, thanks. Hey, I don't want you to do that. It's really cool of you, thank you. Jelanoil, thank you for 1 year of being a type 1 diabetic. Thank you. Bah. Oh my god. I'm straight dorking it. And by it, I mean... my cane. I'll see myself out now. Really right in the middle of the casino. It's after hours. It doesn't count. Same that toggling your cane in public. And to stream, straight joking it, and by it, let's just say my canets. Michael 76, thank you for the super. You're lucky it's a member stream. Like freaky streamer, like freaky viewer. You dork this whole now line. Hey, I hate that sentence. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, that's scary. Oh god. Oh, bejeez. something something something, you could never out-freak the hut. That sentence is literally your fault. Yeah, next time I have a collab, so aka on Wednesday, I've got crazy joke opportunities. First it's hand holding, now it's just plain up dorking it. Yeah, my cane. It's the action of pulling Mon-Mons off of the stage via the cane, scooping you up and jorking you off the stage. Pulling you off the stage? You know. To be fair, the cane needs to be utilized more. Yeah, it does. That's fine. It's Monday, but it's always Freaky Friday in the casino. Hand-holding. You're hand-holding the cane. Okay. I said something wrong, and I was really hoping that Mon-Mons would not pay attention. Because I accidentally said something incorrect, and it sounded really bad, and I was really hoping that if I just smiled and nodded and pretend I didn't say anything, that Mon-Mons would act like it never happened. But unfortunately, Mon-Mons are acting like it happened, and that is a problem. So, as a result of such indiscretions, Mon-Mons, you've lost your hat privileges. Yeah. No more hat for you. Nope. Nope. Clippers can't clip this because it's members content. I mean, you could, but, like, then you'd be a butthole. So, this is just between you and me, Mon-Mons. Oh, sure, punish us for paying attention. No, I'm gonna punish you. I thought you said it on purpose. No. God, no. No. We lose the hat for what? Wanting to listen to our Oshi? This is unfair. The Mon-Mon Union will hear of this. Oh no. Oh no. Every time Daiya takes off her hat, I keep thinking her hair looks like a red version of string cheese. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, no. We can be punished at any time for any reason, yeah. So be careful. Be good little Mon-Mons and you won't have these problems. What does being a good little Mon-Mon entail? I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah. Oh. I don't like... No, the thing is Mon-Mons are counteracting by making fun of me. And I know it's because of the fact that you want me to put my hat back on, but the thing is that I don't... If I put it back on, then you win. And I don't want that. It's my casino, Mon-Mons. I own the deed. At least I do now. Who's this cute hatless red VTuber? I don't know. Isn't your side pony also a toggle? Yes, but I've forgotten what button it's on. So, until I remember, Oh! I remembered. Thanks, thank you for the two. my hair clip does fade in and out of existence, though. Daiya wakes up with the Mon-Mons chewing on the ends of her string of her cheese hair. Be nice to me. It's just extra bald. Mon-Mons. I like you with your hat and ponytail. With off? Oh. It just feels weird. Like, I do feel naked. Stop calling me bald. I feel very vulnerable right now, Mon-Mons. I'm letting you see a side of my head that I don't normally let you see. Has head full of hair, still gets called bald. I die in all configurations, yes, even that one. Your hair ornament turns into the part of Anya's hair ornaments. Yeah, like a little... Looks really cute. Domia bald tuna. Okay. Now your days are numbered, Mon-Mons. Now your days are numbered. Stop calling me bald. Be nice to me. Be nice to me. I work so hard to do lovely things for Mon-Mons, to keep you entertained and to keep you happy, and this is the things that I get. This is the things that I get, Mon-Mons. think it's cute. Good. So it wouldn't look too bad if you had a pajama outfit instead of the car dealer outfit. Making notes. Taking notes and making notes. Yeah. Looked away to feed my cat though and Daiya became bald. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Boom. You know? Basically, it's like that. Essentially. This is what happens when you take everything from a Mon. He has nothing left to lose. Oh, God. I think VTube Studio just added support for multi-layer outfits or something. Yeah, it did. I need to try it out. I haven't gotten the opportunity to yet. But I'm really excited for that because I think it'll make the outfit assets that I use sometimes really, really fun. Every time I look at them, it's like kind of hard not to watch them, right? They move so perfectly. Like little circles. I mean, what? Good night, Daiya and Mon. Have a wonderful evening. Daiya, soon. Instead of a fart noise. That's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. I guess we should watch. I guess we should watch now, huh? We do gotta watch video essays soon, but I'm having fun yapping together too. I do like just yapping, which is what I want to do like a Zatsu and an essay watching part. Do Mon have any pressing questions? Forgot we're supposed to be watching something. It's okay. Well, again, we'll watch it. This is a Zatsu and video essay. Yeah. If a Mon puts on the tiny hat, do we become Daiya? No, but that would be really funny if you did. That would be very funny. If it was like a sexy jutsu kind of thing where you put on the hat and then all of a sudden you became like a really beautiful woman. That would be really unfortunate. That would be heartbreaking. That would be really a shame, I think. You're watching or talking about? Huh? How long do you think you can go brrr? Wait. I call a rematch. That's about it. I think that's about as long as I can get. My nose got too itchy. Wait, maybe I can do it longer. Let's see. But first I gotta rub my face on my shirt because it's itchy. Oh, dang it. I ran out. I messed up. I like tripped over my own lip. I can't feel my upper lip. That was only 10 seconds. Yeah, I tripped over my lip. Dang it! If you disassociate hard enough, you can start to hear words in the brrr, 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 brrr. I'm trying, but it's not working. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah. This is the content I paid for. Sorry. Sorry. Anyways, here's one to go. No, I'm kidding. This is the rest of the stream. No, we still have to watch at least one video essay, Mon-Mons. If we don't watch at least one video essays, then Mon-Mons are going to start thinking that I'm not fulfilling the obligations I set out and I promised in order to maintain, for these lovely, blessed member streams, Mon-Mons. And I don't want to... I promised I'll do it. Yeah. Also, Mon-Mons are getting upset with me and my Marios for checking my Marios on stream, but if you send me a Mario during a member stream, then I'm gonna check it to see if it has any relation to the member stream, okay? Here's my 4-hour essay on why Tiny Hat Gamble Woman is cute and deserves lots of love. I'm not going to... If Mon-Mons made a video essay like that, I would watch it, but I would be really embarrassed the entire time. So I'm very glad that no Mon-Mon has done that sick and freaked up, twisted thing. Yeah. Yeah, anyways. Here's my fun little setup for my my watch along for today. Yeah. Don't twist you. Your mind is sick. Don't tempt you, because your mind is sick and twisted. Oh gosh. A comprehensive thesis on the bits of one Fortuna. This 50-page essay will delve into. Oh gosh. Oh jeebs. Oh my god. Let me know if it's too quiet.
Miss Piggy, and all your Muppet favourites as they come to permanently leave their mark in this spectacular world of glitz and glamour. Everybody ready to stroll? Sorry, what? Here come the Muppets, only at the Disney MGM Studios theme park.
Yeah, we're gonna watch something, Mon-Mons. That's the whole point.
Did you know that the Muppets originally came to Disney MGM Studios as a stage show in 1990?
There you go.
You probably clicked on this video because you wanted to hear my thoughts about Muppet Vision 3D being replaced.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll cover that. But the main premise behind this video is documenting the history of the Muppets.
I want to hear about the Muppets.
And now, among the removal,
given to me your information about the Muppets, funny internet man.
In fact, while Muppet Vision 3D might be one of the best attractions in the park, it was originally part of a larger plan that included an entire land and ride. And sadly, this dream died with Jim Henson, the creator of the Muppets.
Yeah, Muppet Vision 3D is his last work.
Opened in 1989. It had, from the beginning, been
Take back what I
conceived
said
as a
about Garfield. I forgot about Miss Piggy.
With a large focus on taking you behind the scenes to experience movie-making magic.
Are you?
Opening with Just the Great Movie Ride, which celebrated genre-defining films, and the Backstage Studio Tour, which originally opened with an extensive walking portion in addition to the tram. The park really had very little else to do other than a few shows.
Miss Piggy being...
This would change quickly with the addition of the Indiana Jones Sun Spectacular in August, and Star Tours in
there's nothing wrong
December.
with that.
But
have you seen any of the Muppet movies? I've seen one or two of them, but I haven't seen very many.
The park was incredibly underbuilt.
I would like to, though,
standards.
at some point. Maybe we should sometime. Maybe we should watch one together.
Never made it past the idea stage, which included a ride called Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers,
Ooh.
a Roger Rabbit-themed Toontown, which became the ride and land in Disneyland.
Roger Rabbit. I want to go on the Roger Rabbit
Muppet
ride. I've never been on it, but I love Roger Rabbit.
Probably would have changed its creative direction long term. However, the Muppets did get a lot farther than the other projects.
Muppet Treasure Island, the best movie of all time. Mama Fortuna loves Muppet Treasure Island, but I've never seen it.
3D.
I've always wanted to, though.
I'd like to talk about the legacy of the Muppets in Disney parks, and how beyond Muppet Vision 3D, which is legitimately one of the funniest theme park shows ever created, Disney has largely failed this franchise.
Maybe it's a different one.
Whether through the strange temporary stage shows, the underwhelming land that was thrown together with the demolition of the streets of America.
Did Bossy watch Muppet Treasure Island? I'm trying to think of why I remember Muppet Treasure Island.
That otherwise feels desperately underbuilt even today. So please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and join me today as we explore the disappointing history of how Disney has let the Muppets
Maybe we can watch it for Muppets from the future.
So much potential for so much
the
more.
Muppets 2011 and Muppets Most Wanted are pretty good. I think I've seen the Muppet 2011 because that's the one that has the "Am I a Man or a Muppet" song, right? Treasure Island or Christmas Carol. I think. Oh yeah, Muppet Christmas Carol is literally the best and most book accurate. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, no, it's Treasure Island has Tim Curry in it. Yeah. Wow.
To my surprise, when researching this
video,
video,
to think that I'm indie now and I can watch whatever movies I want.
Had other Muppet attractions other than Muppet Vision. In June of 1990, in the indoor stage where you might know Voyage of the Little Mermaid from, the park debuted Here Come the Muppets live on stage.
Like within reason.
Constant performers,
Tim Curry at his
the show
most Tim
begins
Curry.
with Kermit
Fantastic.
wandering around until he gets a video call from Mickey, who asks how the show is going.
Oh my god.
Since none of the other Muppets have showed up, Kermit says it's going great, and gets the audience to clap and cheer. But trying to recover the show and contact the other Muppets, he makes a call to Ernestine, the telephone operator from the NBC show Laugh-In, which connects him with the different Muppets.
It's
he first contacts
Moose.
Miss Piggy, who lies about being in a busy meeting with Disney executives before being outed by pointing out that she's on a video call. And from here, Kermit then calls Fozzie Bear, who in a panic
making doggy
claims
noises?
that he can't make it to the show.
Though my chair makes some noise because it's creaky.
Kermit then asks him to turn around and just walk through the green door, transitioning into another costumed character on stage. Kermit then asks him where everyone else is, to which Fozzie claims that they're on the monorail. With Kermit replying that the monorail doesn't come to this park, it suddenly bursts through the curtain, revealing Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Whoa!
Kermit tells them to go get ready for the finale, as Bean and Gonzo come out on stage without
I love any theme park show that involves a car crash. Waka waka.
Music and poorly written jokes.
A guy in the Kermit get up's kind of cursed.
Piggy rises out
like
stage
a normal shaped Kermit that's not just like a little creature is kind of scary.
Which results in the other characters covering their ears and falling over to her shrill finale. The curtain closes and Dr. Teeth comes out, telling Kermit that they'll need to delay their act because Animal has apparently eaten one of their amps. Stalling, Kermit sits and sings a song titled Being Green as images of trees and plants play on the screen
easy being green.
After Gonzo,
all these
Fozzie,
outfits
and Bean
first.
join in,
I agree.
the song concludes and Electric Mayhem take the stage.
Why on earth did that lighting remind? It looked exactly like the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody cover.
Come back out for a final performance of
the
Shout,
lighting and the layout of the four Muppets, crazy. I guess because they're taller, yeah, and because Kermit is normally a little tiny creature, just a little guy. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I do think it's more interesting than just listening to me describe how it plays out. However, while it's mildly interesting, it was probably worth experiencing at least once when it existed. I don't think it's an attraction that had repeat entertainment value.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's one of those shows. Like it's not particularly crazy. There's a Muppet Queens cover, maybe even multiple. That makes sense.
The show did just exist as mostly a series of songs. Again, not necessarily a bad show, but one that felt temporary and that failed to do the Muppet characters justice. When we've seen
it seems kind of like simple, right? Kind of like
more.
Simple and, I mean, obviously like the character costumes cost a lot of money and the special effects cost a lot of money, but the actual performance itself feels kind of low budget for the number of performers that you need for that. Wouldn't you reckon?
When Disney MGM Studios opened, the tram portion of the backstage studio tour used to bring people through a street of New York City facades known appropriately as New York Street.
Well,
However, because the footprint of the park was incredibly small, the tram stopped driving through here in 1991 with the opening of Muppet Vision 3D, which, in addition to the attraction,
okay. As Curses look, it's nothing compared to the live-action Phineas and Ferb. What?
To create a backlot-themed land called
There was a live-action Phineas and Ferb? That's terrible, given they had to repeat that performance multiple times a day. True. True, but like even then, still, like... Because the amount of money that you'd have to pay all of those actors, it gets to be rather expensive for the limited, like,
was so integral
you know,
to the early park.
It's not going to make very much money, so it's kind of crazy that it's
the original sign featured Kermit
had
in
so
front
much
of a
going on,
clapperboard
you know?
to reinforce the movie-making theme, and up on the tower to the right of the entrance, a Kermit hot air balloon sat as an iconic landmark to draw people to the area. Entering inside, the short queue is themed as production offices for Muppet films, and just inside the doorway on the right, you can look into the security office. It's a small, intimately themed alcove that most people would just pass right on by, but reading the hanging sign, which states the security will be back in 5 minutes and that the key is under the mat, you'll be rewarded for actually pursuing your curiosity. Indeed, if you actually check under the mat, there is a key embedded into the floor, which is just one of those classic Eisner-era details that you just won't see from Disney Imagineering today.
Yeah.
Turning back to look into the hallway.
Regardless of my personal opinions towards, you know, the marketing decisions of Michael Eisner, you know, the details in theme park theming was really committed, and I do respect that.
Walking further into the
I hope
building,
the actor playing Phineas had a natural triangle head. Me too. God, I love Phineas and Ferb. The fact that there's a second, like there's another series of it coming out is crazy to me, though.
From the Muppets. I'm not too familiar with the Muppets outside of a few films, which I've really enjoyed, but it's my understanding that this area is pretty rewarding if you're a big fan of the franchise. The actual pre-show itself is presented across 3 sets of televisions that hang from the ceiling and blocks across the room, and of any ride pre-show anywhere, I think this may be the longest, as it runs around 13 minutes.
A 13-minute pre-show is pretty long.
Performed from a variety of Muppet
the songs are so good.
As they're getting ready to present the show.
And have you seen any of the clips of the new season? It's as good as Prime. Really? I haven't yet. No.
The pre-show was mostly
exciting. Maybe we should watch some together sometime, Mom. I can't show it like on stream though, because it's Disney and they might get angry with me.
Exposition doesn't really become important until the last 3 or 4 minutes. Once led into the theater, which is designed in a classic West End or Broadway style for the premiere of Muppet Vision 3D, it begins with the animatronic figures of Statler and Waldorf heckling the audience from the balcony on the right.
See, like the amount of animatronics in this one is really impressive.
After a spiel from the cast members begins the show,
an
animatronic penguin orchestra rises out of the pit and
the
begins
penguins
to play
are so cute
as the curtains pull back to reveal the production offices.
Oh.
Gonzo, who is playing with the 3D sign, opens the door and encounters Kermit.
Yeah, it looks really funky because we don't have 3D glasses, huh?
Muppet Vision 3D.
We gotta compile a list of all the shows we want to watch.
Kermit provides exposition on how they developed 3D effects for the film, and comedically introduces various characters that will have acts later
Miss Piggy,
on
what's wrong with your face?
After an encounter with Fozzie Bear, who delights the audience with, quote, cheap 3D tricks, Kermit walks over to the lab with Dr. Honeydew and Beaker, who are developing a new 3D character. By turning on their machine, they produce Waldo, the spirit of 3D. But after shutting it down, and with Waldo failing to have returned after knowing the audience, Beaker attempts to blow up Waldo with air for a cartoon explosion,
Waldo is kind of
which
terrifying.
backfires as Waldo multiplies into dozens of figures that move around the theater through a projection
effect. That's sick, though.
Panicking, Dr. Honeydew and Beaker activate the vacuum Muppet, which successfully sucks up the Waldos, but also the entire screen, as a single Waldo escapes from the film and into the theater. He turns into a taxi to escape off-screen, and Kermit reappears back in the production offices and tries to
I have to admit
tour,
the quality is pretty high. What are 3D movies like? I have an eye condition that made it kind of hard to use the glasses.
Kermit then introduces
they look good, but I wouldn't say that they're like
Miss Piggy, and the film transitions to a set in the wilderness.
I don't know, crazy
as the
insane.
Penguin Orchestra reappears.
It just kind of looks like
Statler and Waldorf start making snide comments
like
about Miss Piggy.
I don't know, like a pop-up book or something like that. Really more like a lenticular, but I don't know if a lenticular can also like
he gets close to Miss Piggy, who kicks him into the bushes.
Certain elements just pop out more in 3D. Yeah, again,
with a bee on the end of a wire.
That kind of
Miss Piggy hits the effect with a fly swatter,
kind of
and Bean transitions to blowing bubbles, which results in the actual theater.
This must have been really exciting when
after losing it
because in '91, right?
Miss Piggy goes off on
when this show started, the technology was still relatively new, so this must have been really, really exciting. But I think now, as time progresses, and now that it's, you know, every movie does a 3D release for no darn reason.
He encounters Waldo, who's been trying to find his way out of the void.
To be kind of dime a
Gonzo
dozen.
runs onto the screen and asks Bean where he's
yeah,
going.
3D is a product of its time, but it feels gimmicky nowadays, or just like not necessary for a lot of films. It doesn't feel like it adds to the experience for a lot of movies.
Running off screen in a panic,
also, I just need to ship these movies on the story. You have a good depth perception in VR. It's better than flat screen. True. Yeah, putting it in Steam VR or something like that would be really cool.
And Gonzo reappear,
and it would allow for more immersion.
Characters and flashlights begin moving around on screen as lights from the roof of the theater begin searching among the audience.
That is cute.
During this segment, an actual actor in a Sweetums costume comes out into the audience looking for Bean and searches the audience while Statler and Waldorf banter from above.
I like the integration though. It feels more like reminiscent of like
the left side balcony as an animatronic figure of Bean sniffles.
Remember the PS3 launch where they were hard pushing 3D TVs? Oh gosh, yeah, the 3D TVs. I forgot those were a thing.
Back on screen.
Isn't that crazy?
Bean to stay in the film, allowing him to set up the fireworks during Sam Eagle's finale.
It's kind of surreal to think about.
Transitioning into the final act, which is titled A Salute to All Nations, but Mostly America, which Sam Eagle needed to reduce from 3 hours and down to 90 seconds.
Real.
The performance begins with musicians designed to resemble the dolls from It's a Small World. Dressed in colonial military outfits,
they do look kind of similar.
They begin playing through a series of national themes from various countries before a flying bear accidentally knocks a sousaphone onto one of the dolls' heads.
Uh-oh.
Sam angrily walks into the performance to set the doll back into place as the piece transitions to the 1812 overture among cannon and musket fire, which starts to cause chaos.
It's so cute.
Sam yells for Bean to set off the fireworks as the music transitions to the Stars and Stripes Forever, and with fireworks erupting on screen, they become a physical effect in the theater, which is achieved through LED lights embedded in the ceiling.
That's pretty cool.
Zooming out from the fireworks,
that's pretty neat.
The screen reveals Miss Piggy dressed up as the Statue
of Liberty. A salute to all nations, but mostly America is an A+ bit.
And among the chaos of the Small World dolls running into each other and setting off weapons, Waldo circles around Miss Piggy as a fireworks rocket and drops her dress to reveal her bloomers.
I think it's unfortunate because this is a really interesting usage of the technology that it does have.
And running off and entering the theater
and
as
it's effective too.
Again. He brings out a water bucket.
It makes sense why it landed for so long, you know?
The chaos continues as the penguins re-emerge from the pit with a lit cannon and fire at the projector in the back, which is being run by the Swedish chef, destroying the film.
Okay, I like it. I like how meta it is.
Waldo reappears in front of the screen and becomes a target for the chef, who appears as an animatronic and retaliates by firing a blunderbuss. Moving around the screen in the form of a target, Waldo's eyes grow wide in panic as the chef brings out a cannon, where, on firing, a hole is blown in the screen and more broadly in the theater, which reveals damage through a lighting and smoke effect.
Whoa!
With Sweetums running back out into the
That's
audience
really cool.
to ask them
Yeah, it's sick.
A fire truck backs into the wall.
The fact that they removed this? What the hell are they replacing this with?
Sitting on the end.
It is very Muppets, yeah.
Apologizing for some slight technical difficulties.
From what I've seen from the clips, this does give very Muppets.
As the fire truck begins pulling out
what are they putting in to replace it? Do they even have an idea for what they're replacing it with?
Trying to escape by disguising himself as Mickey, which concludes the show as he is sucked by a vacuum back behind the curtain. If you haven't seen Muppet Vision 3D, then it's a far funnier attraction than how I just described it, that's full of a lot of subtle jokes and humor that might be missed among the chaos, which, in my opinion, leads to a lot of attraction repeatability. The humor is also incredibly meta, with its spoof of 3D being a central element, and the physical effects, animatronics, and even the Sweetums actor makes this film almost impossible to really convey the full effect of, unless you're actually sitting in the theater.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is like a really interesting experience. I also just love a bit, and I feel like this is very,
from 2001 through 2014
very valuable
in
that
Disney
sense.
California Adventure off of the Hollywood Pictures backlot.
It's one thing to make a 3D show or a 4D show. It's another thing entirely to make it
Hollywood Studios soon too.
Feel such a nice,
was the last Muppets project
it feels very
that
immersive.
Worked on, and is historically significant for that reason.
It's a bummer to think about the fact that like no one will get to experience this again. Wait, like the Disney California's Monster Inc. ride? I'm not sure, but they're making a Pixar's Monsters Inc. land.
as a result of strep throat that was unfortunately diagnosed
Reminds me when they
too
tried to
late.
get 4D going as a thing with getting the other
Muppet Vision
senses
3D
involved.
was
Yeah,
finished for Disney by famous
3D is an
puppeteer
element of a
Frank
live show is
Oz.
fine, but just
While the
sidebar into a
attraction was a
movie is
fantastic
yeah,
addition
shoehorned
to
into a
Disney
movie is
MGM
not
Studios,
as beneficial.
it was the end of more
I
ambitious
do
plans
miss like
that had been
films that
designed
were
between Henson
made
and Disney.
with the technology in
A
mind.
short 1990 segment from Dateline,
Like
Disney
stuff
World,
like
reveals more
Shark
information
Boy,
about
Lava
what
Girl,
these
kind
future
of like,
plans
you know,
would be.
really campy, crazy, over the top kind of
And the
movies
Muppet
that were really
Studio,
like.
with a Muppet Vision 3D
Were they
movie
good
and the
necessarily?
Muppet
I don't know,
movie
but they
ride.
were enjoyable
They
and
do a
they
backstage
did
ride of
really focus toward the
explaining how
technology.
movies are shot, and it's almost, but all the information is wrong.
Muppet Vision 3D was the start
Spike
of
is
an
really-
area
it was
that would have been known
yeah,
as
it was
Muppet
sick. It was really
Studios.
good.
If you look at
That's
the
what I'm
concept art,
saying.
you may recognize that much of this
So
was actually
cute.
built. However,
Aw.
it was incorporated into the streets of America with a much more broad backlight and soundstage theme instead, because of disagreements between Disney and the Henson Company after Jim's passing, with it
That's
appearing that this area
understandable.
would later become Muppet
Mrs. have
Studios
these weird
with
3D
additional
concerts. They have
attractions.
crazy visuals that float over the crowd when you
From
put on the glasses.
concept art
That's
and
sick.
rumors that have
That's
floated
very
around, it's been surmised that there would have been an interactive show called the Swedish Chef's Cooking School, which
Oh,
sat
that
viewers
would've
down
been
in a
cute.
theater for an interactive and comedic experience with
I'm
the
getting a
Swedish
Spy
chef
Kids CD
himself.
that came with the scratch and sniff.
Muppet Studios would have also
Never
included
underestimate
a
the value
restaurant
of goofy
named
fun.
The Great
Not
Gonzo's
much to go
Pizza
around in Hollywood
Pandemonium
now, though.
Parlor,
Yeah.
which invited park guests in to
I
dine
really
among
miss,
costumes and
like,
props used in the Muppets films. However,
I don't know. I
since the
miss
restaurant
I
was
miss
run
the
by Gonzo
existence of
and
like
other
tongue in
Muppets,
cheek. I
explosions
feel like
would
we don't
often
have
come from the
tongue in
kitchen,
cheek nowadays
resulting in the
anymore.
doors blowing
We
open
don't like
and chicken
everything
feathers
is
flying
either
out.
like
And up in the rafters
like,
above, there was an illusion of food being delivered by Rizzo
explicit
and
or
other
gross
animatronic
out.
rats
There's
removed
not as
from under
much
the
like
rafters.
you know,
The
I don't know how to
restaurant was
explain
built
it. It just
actually
feels like
opened as
everything
the
is very it's
generically
much more
titled
overt
Studio
nowadays,
Pizzeria, but
which is
3 months
fine,
later,
but
it was rebranded
it's a
as
bummer.
Mama
It's a bummer.
Melrose's Restaurant Italiano. Inside, it's designed to evoke the feeling of a New York Italian restaurant, but as you look
Cute.
among the walls, you can see that it's decorated with photos and film props that evoke the idea that it's part of the film studio to fit in with the streets of America.
Aliens.
However, in addition to the New
Mid-range
York
budgets
aesthetic
have
that was
basically
conceived
disappeared
for
from
the
actual
Pandemonium
movies and is now
Parlor,
entirely
the
streaming service
rafters where the
miniseries.
animatronic rats would
True.
have traveled were put into
Yeah.
place, and it's
Some
even been
of these lost
reported as a
art.
rumor
Yeah,
that
well,
track
and
system
like
for the effect was even installed.
there's a balancing act
It
between
appears that Disney was just waiting for
like,
negotiations with the Henson Company to go their
I
way
think
to
that there's
retheme the
a
restaurants of the Muppets, but
very
obviously that never happened, and the restaurant
big
has
art
remained
in
Mama Melrose's
making
up to today and until its
jokes that
closure
can
on May
be
10th, 2025.
maybe
It's a
suggestive
really
in content
interesting
and
space,
nature
not just because of
without
its Muppet
being
history,
haha
but
poo
because
haha,
it's an
you know,
almost
like
untouched
I don't know how to
historical
explain it.
relic of
And I
early
just
Disney MGM
there's a lot of
studios.
those kinds of
Although
things
be warned,
that I kind
if
of
you want to experience the restaurant one
miss.
last time before it
Kind of a
closes,
bummer.
the food is genuinely awful and exorbitantly priced for its extremely bland quality.
the environment is
The
good, but
biggest
the
loss
food is
for
bad.
Muppet
That's
Studios
very real.
was the never-produced
They
Great
do silly.
Muppet
It's
Movie
usually off the
Ride,
deep end.
which would have been
Exactly,
located in the back
exactly.
of this area. It was itself a spoof of the actual Great Movie Ride in the Chinese theater. However, while the park's anchor
Oh gosh, the
attraction
Great
took you
Movie
through
Ride was
genre-defining
not
films
good.
and directly immersed you into iconic scenes, the Muppet version was instead about going behind the film scenes into actual production for a Muppets movie.
Oh no, that's not the one I was thinking of.
Setting
I was thinking
alongside
of
figures of Statler and Waldorf, riders would
what's
have
the
traveled
one
through
that they
various
did
sets
in,
as
like,
scenes from a Muppet
they
movie
did
were
they did
filmed.
like a I think it's the
And
one
as Jim
after
Henson
that they
stated,
replaced it. It
all
was
the
like a really
information
bad
is
one.
wrong.
Any tricks and comedy shows I watched.
Scenes in the ride would have included a spoof of Universal's
Remember
Frankenstein,
Maniacs and some jokes
an
that looking back
interpretation
to
of
the
Peter
or
Pan,
Wild that they
with
put
the
in.
Muppets swinging
Yeah,
around in wires,
there's
and a
there's also
chaotic
some of
jungle
that
scene
too.
with
True.
Kermit dressed up as Indiana Jones, as other Muppets are sucked down a dangerous waterfall. Another large scene would have been the production of Pigs in Space, an iconic sketch from The Muppet Show. All of the ideas
Oh,
for Muppet
cute.
Studios really make me wish what could have been included in this park.
Yeah, there could have been
But
so
the
much
Great
cool
Muppet Movie Ride
stuff.
seems like the largest missed opportunity. It would have probably become a well-loved
Whoa.
classic e-ticket.
The like
However,
Frankenstein
Muppet Vision 3D was not
beaker is
actually the
really
last
cute.
attraction to come to this park, as despite Here Come
Well,
the
sorry,
Muppets live
correction.
on stage
Frankenstein's
closing in September of
monster
1991,
beaker. Let's
it was
clarify.
followed 2 weeks later by another live stage show, Muppets on Location, Days of Swine and Roses.
Cute.
Running through January of 1994 and taking place just outside of the Muppet Vision 3D theater, this show was located on an outside stage and first introduces Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Okay.
Other Muppets come out on stage announcing
Oh.
that they're making a movie
Cute.
and wrangle the audience into being active participants. But despite being
Cute,
a
cute,
25-minute
cute.
show, it was really nothing more than a series of musical acts that were
Okay,
loosely
more
tied to
like
the
a-
idea that a musical was being filmed.
Gotcha. More like a
While somewhat
music
entertaining,
show,
the
song
show
show. Kind
just
of.
didn't have much in the way
The
of
animals is
narrative,
great. Yeah,
and
it is
so
pretty impressive.
I lump this into the category of Disney letting down the Muppets franchise again, as this show just wasn't very interesting outside of an initial viewing.
Actually, I mean...
So, that's the end of the Muppets,
look,
right? Well,
it would have bothered me if I left it.
Because the future of the franchise in the parks has been quite weird.
Waka waka. Man, I'd love to hear that concert. Yeah, right? Gee. Kind of a bummer.
With Disney having announced the removal of the tram tour and other elements of Hollywood studios for the introduction of Galaxy's Edge, the streets of America became a target for demolition, and in April 2016, they were closed. While it appeared that Muppet Vision 3D would stay open, an unexpected turn of events resulted in the messy Muppets area that has now existed from 2017 and up through 2025. It was rumored that while the original plan was to demolish the entirety of the Streets of America facades, an unexpected issue resulted in their partial preservation, as it was discovered that the facades were connected to and important to the structural integrity of the sci-fi dine-in. Because this was the case, the north side of the New York facade was repainted and redecorated to convey a California aesthetic, and the new street was named to Grand Avenue, leading into a Los Angeles tunnel that transitions into Galaxy's Edge.
Just realized that when we watched Alien,
technically part of Grand Avenue,
that's now also a Disney movie.
Grand Park,
Disney owns everything but Daiya Fortuna channel nowadays, yeah.
Retheming the area to be more focused
Daiya Fortuna.
Unfortunately,
a free one, guaranteed 100% Disney. Disney company free.
Which, while amusing, is very
much
wait,
Slay Noise Daiya Mood. Can we do Pikmin? Yeah. For Mon Mons, you can get one surround sound Pikmin, okay?
And the sign for the attraction was replaced with a theater marquee,
wait, you can get
which isn't as exciting as the previous sign, but is still an appropriate fit for the new area. So
crazy.
I do feel neutral about this change.
That is until we start watching something from them.
With the Streets of America gone, Grants Park
they're not paying my bills, so I'm going to pay those binges no mind.
The Studio One company store also
no disrespect
open,
though.
Which is
Disney Fortuna child-friendly bar and gambling establishment. They would never let me be a gambling establishment. They would never let me be a gambling establishment. Do you stack this up and throw us as weapons? Yes.
Muppets merch. But after the 2020 shutdown, this space never reopened with the park as a store, and was only used for the Jollywood Nights event in 2024. Despite Grand Park essentially becoming a Muppets miniland, Mama Melrose stayed exactly as it was, and the nearby Christmas shop encountered minimal changes as well. What helped to turn Grand Park into a Muppets land was the retheme of the nearby Toy Story Pizza Planet arcade, where by removing the Toy Story theming, the quick service restaurant reopened as Pizza Rizzo.
Oh, this is the Pizza Rizzo restaurant that everybody talks about.
Pizza Rizzo kind of revives the idea of Gonzo's Pandemonium Pizza Parlor, where instead of having rats delivering pizza and food,
you said only one banana swimming it. Hey,
that's
my problem.
Restaurant run by Rizzo.
I like gotcha loot boxes, something in school. True.
Whatever.
They do have a lot of they have a lot of like child gambling goods now, because they have a lot of like the what are they called, like the munchies line or whatever. There's like little tiny stuffed animals that like smell like different stuff, and like the little tiny like doorables things.
But it lacks the depth of something like Columbia Harbor House.
Sometimes I watch those gambling videos where people like open those things.
Walking into the ordering area, you'll see photos of a kid's baseball team with one of Rizzo's relatives heading in the photo.
Cute!
Where, if you search for them, you'll also spot Muppets and other photographs around the restaurant.
That's really cute. I love nothing more than when like mixed media where like you take a photo and then you shop something into it, and the Muppets has such a charming aesthetic of like integrating like the Muppets into images. I love it. Don't even get me started on the hit rates in Disney Lorcana. I will never. I'm not a. I'm good. A high ever bit, right? I love a themed area. Like
with one seating area themed to a banquet hall where a wedding is taking place.
Like a wedding, yeah. Oh my god, I love it. That's so cute. I love the thing that I like the most about
this floor does seem to have
theme parks is the theming. I love camp. I love a over-the-top themed super. Again, I love it when we commit to a bit Mon Mons. I love it when a environment is stylized or themed around something and they go for all of the little details. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to stare at that kind of stuff.
It's kind of neat to see the original Pizza Parlor concept get revived.
TCG over camera right for unboxing streams by 30-year-old Disney adults. Yeah. The children
Speaking
crave
more
the
broadly
gambling.
about Grant's Park, I guess that while
Sure,
I
Disney has
kind of
to
think of it as
employ
a Muppets
gambling in some
mini-land,
shape or form.
the
Oh, they
only
do a
real
lot.
change made from the streets of America was just the introduction
Guns
of
as Royal
Christmas.
Flush restrooms is so funny.
The Studio One Company store made very few changes, and the Christmas store and Mama Melrose's
cute.
have essentially stayed untouched.
I think it's genius that
stuck
they
in
have a
time
Christmas
from
shop
an
all
earlier era of Disney
all
MGM
year long, because it
Studios.
means the people who travel there
While
like
I
can get their
like the
Christmas
idea of
goods
Muppets Land,
no
it's
matter
clear
what
that
time of
Disney
year it
just
is,
didn't even know what to
and
do here. And so it makes sense to me that it's going away.
they can sell
to
all
be
of their like
replaced with
overstock, dead
Monsters, Inc.
stock for the holiday season still all year long, so they don't. It's not really dead stock. It's a really good marketing choice. It's very, very good from a financial standpoint. I like the teeth on that one
If you
building.
look too closely at the concept art for the Monsters Inc. Monstropolis that is replacing Grand Park, then let me just point out that most of the buildings are still staying intact. It appears that just the Studio One Company store building is being completely demolished, which is actually a pretty smart idea.
It's pretty great,
considering
yeah.
how strange and awkward the layout of the area
Big brain,
currently is.
big brain.
And where the
Yeah,
streets of
right.
America used to extend, a Monsters Inc. Laugh Factory door coaster will be contained inside a new building. It also appears that the Muppet Vision Theater will continue to stand, although Disney has not announced what will replace it, and the other shops and buildings will be rethemed to fit into Monstropolis, which, as much as I find the old relics of Disney MGM Studios interesting, it'll be an improvement to put something else into these buildings.
Yeah.
My only real issue with Monstropolis is the removal of Muppet Vision, which, according to the Disney Parks blog, the company is looking into preserving it in some fashion.
Oh, that's good that they're
It's not
considering.
clear what this entails, or if preserving it simply means putting the film on Disney+.
God, I hope
But
not.
imagine,
Because that
if
wouldn't
you
be the
will,
same
that
experience.
there's a world where Disney was still creatively interesting. And from there, I could see the show returning to the park in a new Muppets area.
That could be fun.
In fact, Disney did announce that Rock and Roller Coaster is being rethemed to the Muppets, with the concept art revealing Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem,
That's fun.
as well as Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Don't fuck this up.
Well, I'm a bit concerned that the writing and dialogue for the retheme may not really feel like the Muppets.
Yeah.
At least the franchise is still staying in the park.
Hopefully,
which leaves a lot
hopefully
of
they
future
have
potential.
like old guard
I
from
also
the
think that it's a
Muppets
really good
shows.
retheme idea because Aerosmith definitely had to go at some point. And if they were
Yeah.
replaced with another band or artist, absolutely nobody would be happy with the new choice. The
Like
Muppets are
Aerosmith's
actually
good,
a
but
pretty
like
clever
any
workaround that
artist is
still
eventually
allows the
going to become
coaster to be
dated in
focused
that
on
kind of
music.
role.
So I'm optimistic for Disney to be making a change for once.
They better not, for real.
What's also important about this retheme is
But they
how
might
it
bring
potentially
something
opens
over.
up this area of the
Asking
park
too much for
future
modern Disney.
expansion, too.
I can be delusional.
As
I
for
can be
next to the
delusional.
attraction, the former building for the Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy could be future expansion space for another Muppets attraction too. Should
Boy.
Muppet Vision 3D be put into this space to create a small Muppets land in this
Yes.
area of the park?
Yes.
I doubt that Disney intends to actually do that, and since the Muppet Vision Theater is so specifically designed for the effects in the show, I don't know if it's even possible
dare we
to
ask the
move
minimum?
Muppet Vision into a different
Miss
building.
Daiya
like
can have a
this.
little Delulu as a treat. I have a lot of
Still,
Delulu
I
at
can
any given
imagine a
moment.
revived
Mom.
Muppet Studio with the new rock and roller
I gotta
coaster,
make
a
my
restored
dreams
Muppet
come
Vision
true
3D,
somehow.
and
We gotta
other
continue to
attractions and
pursue our
restaurants
dreams.
as
I
well.
wouldn't have gotten this far
Which,
without being
considering how
Delulu, and I won't
underbuilt Hollywood
continue to get
Studios
anywhere if I'm not
continues to
Delulu, Mon
This
Mons.
would do a lot to add
The
very
monkey's
needed
paw
capacity
curls
to
and we
the
get
park.
hyper realistic CGI.
Do I think that Disney
Frog
would actually
Kermit.
do something else with the area though?
Ooh,
I doubt it,
fear.
but you never know what might come in the future. To finish up the video, I
Disney
did
only
also
releases
say that
good
I was
stuff
covering the
because
Muppets
employees
in the
sneak
Disney
it
parks,
past.
and not just Disney MGM
They finished
Studios.
remodeling
So we should
Splash
quickly
Mountain.
mention
Oh, to make
Muppet
it
Mobile
the
Lab.
Tiana one? Yeah, I believe
Featuring
so.
Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker, the mobile lab was a remote control
Cute!
character that would interact and talk with park guests as a small special effects show played out.
That's funny. That's like I
The
like
premise
it.
of the show had Dr. Honeydew attempting to convince Beaker
Non-puppet
not to leave
Muppets is the
profession of
worst
science
timeline.
as he proceeded to move through a series
Keep
of comedic
them
gags.
puppets.
And overall,
They are
it
called
was an
Muppets
interesting
for a
and
reason.
somewhat
What's
funny
the
show.
point of a Muppet if they're not
It
a
first
puppet?
premiered in the mid-aughts at California Adventure, but eventually made its way
Animatronics is
to both
fine,
Epcot
but I
and
draw the line at
Disneyland
human.
before being retired in 2016.
Disney's the land is the
The
Activision
other
Blizzard
Muppets
of recorded
attraction,
media.
which premiered in the Magic Kingdom, was titled The Muppets Present Great Moments in American History, which ran in Liberty Square from 2016
Oh,
and
God.
through 2020.
Ooh.
There were two versions of the show that covered either the story of the Declaration of Independence
oh my
or the
gar.
Midnight Ride of Paul Revere,
Ooh.
but along with Sam
That one was
Eagle,
good.
other iconic Muppets would appear and tell these stories in a comedic way.
Oh, but gee.
I thought it was a pretty clever addition to Liberty Square, and it's unfortunate that Disney discontinued the show because it was relatively funny while also being somewhat educational. On another thematic
an educational show
the last
at
Muppets
Disney?
addition
That's
to the
rare.
parks was in 2020, when the Liberty Inn quick service restaurant in the American Pavilion at Epcot was replaced with the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. There's not much to say about this other than it's themed to Sam Eagle hosting a barbecue competition among the other Muppets, which you can see in framed pictures up on the walls. But the theming is so subtle that you couldn't be blamed for not knowing that it even had a Muppets theme. So, has Disney ever really done the Muppets justice, specifically in the parks?
Good, but not campy enough.
I mean, I do like Muppet Vision 3D quite a lot.
More camp, please.
And I'm very interested to see the new Muppets re-theme of Rock and Roller Coaster. But otherwise, the franchise seems to have just been a lot of missed potential.
It's kind of crazy they spent so much money getting the Muppets, like and then other than a few movies, they really haven't done much with it.
To the forgettable stage shows of early Disney MGM.
Like they haven't maintained that IP.
Vision, which I don't think will ever return.
Granted, I get it because of like obviously the wishes of the Henson family, but still, like
walking around the former streets of America, you can see how ready.
On
Disney
one hand, I'm glad that they're not
that
going too crazy with it because
and if the Great Muppet Movie Ride
it's like
built, I'm positive
on one hand,
I'm
like I hope they don't continue to butcher it, but on the other side, it's like
the direction of the future Hollywood
if you're gonna, I'd like to like if you're gonna buy an IP, I'd like to see things from it.
Since Muppet Vision 3D,
the Muppet started on camp, it needs it for the magic to work. Exactly.
But since it's going away,
are you familiar with how Disney
actually
aired a ton of marine biology educational content a year before releasing Finding Nemo to prime kids to love clownfish? That's crazy. No, I did not. They're not doing anything.
If you enjoyed
I thought they still had
please go ahead
TV shows, do they?
If you haven't yet done so.
I'm not sure.
As always, if you have not yet subscribed and hit the bell.
Okay. Yes, we get it. No belly hitty. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, silly internet essayist. Give unto me your more videos. We need more video. Do we want more video? That was a fun watch. I liked it. I hope that you did too, Mons. Let's see here. Let's do one more. No freaking way. Mons.
Studying.
Mons. Holy shit. Okay, so there's a thing. There's a channel called Defunct Land After Dark, and it's like other essays that aren't like necessarily like that don't end up on the main channel. They just released one 3 days ago, Mons, and it's about the helicopter thing at the Chuck E. Cheese. we gotta watch the helicopter Chuck E. Cheese video, Mons. I don't even know what this is about. I mean, it's the helicopter at the Chuck E. Cheese, but I don't think I've been to enough Chuck E. Cheeses to really know that. But I'm excited. Oh shit! I muted it. Fug. Give me a second. I muted my YouTubes. Frah. Okay. Anyways.
Part 1. I've been studying So I have been studying animatronics for and I really got focused. Either
no, right get back.
So I have been studying
One moment. Okay, proceed.
Animatronics for almost a year now. I released part 1, a 90-minute thing on Disney's animatronics that covered everything right up until the computer. So around
this was a really interesting one.
1967 to 1971.
I can't remember if we watched this together, but it was really interesting.
And now, for the past however long since that video was released, I've been doing part 2, which mainly focuses on the living animatronics, the ones that can see and move. But I do track the history a little further into the 70s and 80s, and I finally reached the point where Chuck Chuck E. Cheese comes into
Chuck
frame.
E.
And so
Cheese!
trying to become really dedicated
Chunky
to my
cheese.
script and my work on the main channel, I went down some Chuck E. Cheese rabbit holes just because it's just right there. And so I did a video for the Patreon where I ranked all of the Chuck E. Cheese characters and put them into different categories depending on their musical talent and their perceived value to my pizza organization. But I also wanted to do something free and public for the non-Patreon people.
Yeah.
And as I was researching, I kept seeing this helicopter thing. Do you remember this Chuck E. Cheese helicopter thing? It
Holy
seems like
shit, I do remember
the
that.
attraction of Chuck E. Cheese outside of the tubes and the animatronics. I distinctly remember it constantly appearing.
I do remember that
again and again and again. And so
I don't think I don't think I ever got to play on it, but I think I
could find.
I don't think I ever got to play on it. But I remember seeing animations about it.
History of this kiddie ride on some fan site. Or there would be nothing at all.
I don't think I ever got to play on it, though. I don't think it was around by the time that I was there, but I remember seeing videos of it. Holy shit, that helicopter thing at Chuck E. Cheese.
So there's all these different coin-operated rides. They're called kiddie rides, although that seems like a very broad category. It's just the type of stuff
as a grown woman, have crammed myself into a number of those kiddie rides.
Forward and backwards,
no
or up
comment.
And down, and I really got to focus here. I'm going to get really into kiddie rides because there's like spaceships and different helicopters. But the one at Chuck E. Cheese is weird because it goes right up to the ceiling, so it feels like it's either made for Chuck E. Cheese or made to be indoors. This is not like a mall type thing.
I went a few times as a kid.
Right up to the ceiling. It has the big colors, and you pedal, and that's all.
I've climbed into like little bus and like car shaped ones and stuff.
Well, let's see what we can find. We're gonna type in
not super recently, like not in the last
Cheese
8
and
months.
Then the word that makes the internet work, Reddit. Anybody remember these flying bicycle rides in Chuck E. Cheese? I do. That's me. I remember the commercials with it.
I remember the commercials. I don't remember seeing it.
Got taken down because it had a lot of mechanical problems. Once the firefighters had to be called because a girl got stuck up at the top. I think I could get a girl down from there.
Yeah,
I don't think you even need the fire department.
Pick her up, bozo.
It's
not that far up.
This is odd. Somebody says, does anybody remember these flying bicycle rides in Chuck E. Cheese? And then somebody else says, no, but I remember the helicopter. Is this not the helicopter?
That's the helicopter.
Now I'm worried that it's actually not called the helicopter.
Pardon my language.
It's called something else.
No, that's...
Here's a BuzzFeed article. 12 things Chuck E. Cheese has had back in the day that you totally forgot about but will remember. This is definitely a BuzzFeed article. The spider stomping game.
The spider stomping game did slap.
The pizza. Okay, these are
stupid. That's just any arcade.
Here we go. The helicopter ride. Oh, it's from the Chuck E. Cheese Twitter account.
Okay, good.
Throwback Thursday to when we made a human-powered helicopter first. They say, Throwback Thursday to when we made a human-powered helicopter first, and then Chuck E. Cheese at someone named Kaylee B. Nicole. Who's this?
The credit for the photo.
It doesn't exist.
So excited!
So this is everyone.
Sorry, Moments.
From a suspended account. This account.
Moments. I think we need to expand the casino at some point. I think we need to branch out into arcades. I think that we should make.
Which would be.
I think that we should make a.
Somebody said yuck, and then another person.
I think we should make. I think we should have an arcade.
I have a.
Mons, how do you feel about the Daiya Fortuna's favor arcade?
Okay, wait. Somebody says Charles Cheese.
The super cool gamer.
#1.
The super cool gamer. Daiya Fortuna arcade game zone
in like a nowhere
space of Area 51. Mons, that's a little. We can't do that many. We can't do that many. We can have at least one Area 51, but if it's only Area 51, then
Park.
No.
Owes its name to the union of two terms, memory and park, precisely because it evokes the call to the past, to memory, to the lightness of the game, and to the eternal child within us, immersed in fantasy and fun.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these rides do not look good.
Chuck E. Cheese, the chain of fun
I'm gonna be so real with you. That little Peppa Pig, these little Peppa Pig ones do look like that's where you would go to die.
Service. Parts and service. Chuck E. Cheese, the most ridden ride for Chuck E. is Tic Tac. Oh no. Yes, okay, this is the Tic Tac clock. This one has a full history page, and I think the reason is because apparently it's the most ridden ride, but specifically because people keep breaking it. Oh my gosh, this guy just jets out of there immediately.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're scared it's
gonna
break?
That one made it all the way down to the 3. Oh, wow, look at this. Look at all these. I'm into this. I'm into this.
Yeah.
I can't get into this. I have to work on the real video.
Dude,
okay,
I'd sit in all those, though. Not the ones that go up because I don't want to break them and they look like they might, but...
There it is. It's beautiful.
Ellie, what the hell is this thing called?
Photo. It's the Ellie Pythagorean.
What?
The Ellie Pythagorean. What does that mean?
What the fuck would you call it that?
Please.
I mean, Ellie, like Ellie.
It means Eli Pythagorean. Why is that the name? If you look at the other rides, they're all called normal
Appaloosa
things.
Scout.
Mushroom Carousel. Tree Carousel.
Makes sense.
Geronimo's Horse.
Okay.
Indian Motorcycle. Camel. What? Camel? That's awesome. That's awesome. Giraffe.
Oh.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
But that's the... Oh, I'm looking... Is there a single one of these that is... Okay, the Crazy Balloon Ride is clearly...
That's the same thing.
Same company that did Eli Pythagorean. Pythagorean. Pizza Spinner. That's awesome. I'm gonna get so into this.
That's sick, but I don't understand. Like, I want to know what... I want to know how these, like, ride.
It's like from the
Cars. The Cars U-boat I don't like.
Submarine?
The Cars U-boat is really scary.
A U-boat? The Cars were at D-Day? That's not... Is that... What?
Oh, no!
What is this?
Oh, God.
What happens if I put a coin in this?
Holy cow, it's the whole enemy fleet!
My whole squadron.
Peppa Plane, Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig Seesaw. I want one single of these. One single ride to have even a weird name or an unrelated name or something, but they're all like Ladybug.
Sport car with Pixar Cars
Willie's
design.
Jeep.
Galaxy Explorer.
Explorer.
That one looks
sick.
sick.
Intense one. Oh, look, there's an adult man in this one. Okay, that's more of like a carnival ride. That's like you wouldn't see that at the mall. Monster is cool. That's cool. Wow.
The arms are scary.
It looks like I got big guns.
The arms are scary. I don't like that.
I'm loving this. They did Tic Tac.
Oh, Tic Tac.
It's the only one that has a dedicated page. It looks like.
I die for Tic Tac.
Indie Rider has a page. It's a big Jeep coin-operated Not much is known about this ride since there's not a lot of YouTube videos. The ride was first discovered by, oh my god, there's a community. I can't do this. I gotta focus. I just want a single one to be named anything weird. But no. Eli Pythagorean. Here it is. Is this where that image comes from, probably?
The glider rider does look cool, but
we get its
Eli Pythagorico.
Eli Pythagorico. And this is
ergonomic.
Ergonomic. The rocket interactive.
My beloved memories of breaking a Tic Tac. Did you break one?
Like that's something that astronauts train on. Okay, so then there's the Delta Fly ergonomic, and that
looks cool.
Looks familiar too. Is that a Chuck E. Cheese? Oh my gosh, it's like they filmed a kid. It's like showing you how it should work.
That's pretty cool.
It's beautiful. And it's framed better than anything at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, true.
And then
that scary fucking clown thing in the background, though. What the fuck's up with that thing? She's gonna go to the
bottom, and she's gonna do one more pedal up. That's my prediction. Yep, this is perfect. Do they have one of these for Eli Pythagorean?
There's like a little plane or a ship or something, and it's Garfield.
Really
Holy macaroni and Cheez-Its!
So much for everything except for what we need. If only I was studying the Apollo.
Real.
Okay, so these are what are these called? These are kiddie fly.
It looks like it eats children. It does.
I love
the clown on the left. Yeah,
are so nice.
They're very nice. They're very beautiful. Yeah.
I wish they made like baseball cards with these on them. Eli Pythagorean. Why is it named that? Okay, so if you look up Eli Pythagorean,
can you imagine fucking collectible like cards with the fucking drop rates are for like the fucking Showbiz Pizza fucking animatronics and shit? I'd spend money on it. I'm not gonna lie. I would do it. I would do it.
Okay, so it is like the Pythagorean.
Oh, it's Remy Rad on a kitty ride.
Yes, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
It takes a soul, it gives a soul.
Did Pythagoras
design
a helicopter? No. See, this is why Defunct Lane videos take so long, because if I was actually making this a real video, I would have started in 580 BC, and I would have had to find every little dot that connects us all the way back to Chuck E. Cheese. I saw an image of Pythagoras holding a triangle, and I was like, there it is! And I was like, wait, no, the triangle is. I'm looking for a helicopter. Because I know Leonardo da Vinci made a helicopter. If it was named the Da Vinci, I would understand.
Yeah.
SB Machines provides sales and service throughout the UK and Ireland for
Okay,
Italian
sales and
coin-operated children's rides.
Okay.
So is this a broker?
So it's an Italian?
These men look very
So
serious.
the originally
They
constructed
don't
was
mess
an
around.
Italian?
We stock a
establishment,
large
or-
range of rides, so you can be assured of independent, unbiased advice when it comes to choosing equipment from your business. Don't buy directly from Memo Park. They're gonna take you on a ride. They're gonna tell you everything. They're gonna.
I like these like weird Fabergé egg things that are in the background.
We don't have a bias.
Also,
we don't have skin
these
in that
people
game.
have such
Never buy
stern
directly from Memo
faces
Park.
for being
Or
people
they're
who
gonna tell you
literally
that your Pizza
wheel and
Palace
deal
needs the
in
rocket or the crazy
children's
balloons. I promise you
entertainment
go
rides.
field
Like,
locomotive or
crazy.
Eli
The
Pythagoras.
Chunky Cheese Mafia, whoa.
Eli Pythagoric. So, no information. Great. SB Machines, they're like a broker.
Okay,
Pythagoras is Greek.
right.
Pythagoras is not Italian. You Italians ever eat Chuck E. Cheese pizza? This is 0 upvotes. I am 29. I remember growing up with Chuck E. Cheese in the late 90s. I know the pizza was garbage, but I never said no to a slice. I haven't had one since. I imagine it's much worse now. But are those hardcore Italians here who remember American 90s pizza joints? It's made by an Italian. Chuck E. Cheese never was a thing in Italy, so no. And even if it was, it would have failed just like Domino's did. This is a sub about actual Italians, not Americans.
Weird.
Here
Alright.
we are people born and are grown in Italy, not Americans, with 0.0032% of Italian ancestry. Yeah, well, did you know that your economy is based on making Chuck E. Cheese kiddie rides? So I wouldn't get so eugenicsy in the Reddit comments here, guys. They're putting screens in this stuff now?
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
do that.
gosh. They're cooked.
Actually, though, they've been doing that for a while, so... What? They have
Oh my
modern
gosh.
fucking
So they have a new
hang
one.
glider bicycle?
This is the Chucky's glider rider. And the new Chucky, the weird
I fucking hate
Chucky,
that Chucky.
the one that the size of an actual mouse,
Not my Chucky.
is now huge and riding on the glider. That's the
terrifying.
Delta Fly. See, I understand
Oh.
Delta Fly because Delta is a triangle, right? The
And they
Delta
put
logo.
the, it's just the same thing, but they
so
put the
that
chunky
makes
on
sense.
the front. Okay.
The Delta's a symbol.
Man, I hate modern
The
Charles.
symbol
Me
Delta
too.
is a triangle.
Reject
This is a
reject modernity.
triangle.
Embrace
Even
tradition.
if that's not the correct
Traditional
reason,
Charles.
It's at least a possible reason. You know?
For
Okay,
traditional
here's another one
Charles
with a weird
cheese.
name. Okay, what's cavallo? Is cavallo a horse in Italian?
Isn't it?
How would you say
Isn't
horse
it
in Italian?
Yeah.
Cavallo, yes.
Boom.
Context clues. I'm still with it. Okay, so that makes sense.
Helicoptero
Okay,
is
here's
probably
interactive
a
stories.
helicopter.
There it is. It says fly. Oh my gosh! It's a typo. Is it a typo? It's not Eli. It's fly. Am I an idiot? Should I have known that from the beginning? On every other, am I crazy? On every other site, it was Eli. Eli Pythagorico. Yes, it's on every site. It says Eli Pythagorico. Eli Pythagorico.
But it should be fly. I feel like fly
is
makes
that
more
just
sense.
a typo and it's supposed to be
Huh.
fly? Ah, that could be huge. Okay. Think. Okay, so Pythagorico. The Pythagorean. Okay, so like I think it is. Okay, so here's my next question. Did he like experiment with colors? Because what about this is the triangle? Like what is there? There are no triangles on this ride.
I love watching a man
what
just
did
descend
Pythagoras
into
do
madness.
with the colors?
This is just losing your mind. This is just going insane.
Oh, there it is. Pythagoras, Part 4, the music of the spheres and the significant elements. Armed with the work of Sir James Jeans and Helmholtz, the study of music where emerges from the significant...
Oh.
Okay, I don't know what any of this means. I just see things...
That's why you love mind-breaking
I was
mom
like,
ones.
I
No
found
comment.
it, and it's just like, I found
Pull up, we're gonna
something that
figure it
kinda
out,
looks
yeah.
like the top of the helicopter. And I'm like, oh, of course.
I love watching watching
Pythagoras
videos
was known
essays when it's like
for
people like
figuring
literally
out-
like losing their
And then it's just, I'm just like, that looks like the top of the helicopter.
and like trying to put the pieces
Okay.
together. It's fun. It's fun,
I
Mom Ones. It's
feel
fun
like
going on a
this
funny
is
little
it,
adventure to see and to
because
figure it all out and to
If you
connect all the
type
dots.
in Pythagoras,
It's very much I've connected it. I've connected the
Where-
dots.
did
You
it
didn't
go
connect
circles? Put
shit.
that
I've
now.
connected them.
The Pythagorean theory of music and color. What was his theory on music and color? That it would sell more pizza?
No.
That it would book more birthday parties?
Can't no
What
comment
was
me here.
his theory? Pythagoreans,
I can, actually.
The Pythagoreans. What are the Pythagoreans? Since they held the harmony, what? This isn't. I don't have time for this. Is that why? Is it because I found an image that looks like? Does that not look
and
like
it's
the top
probably
of it to
that.
you?
Yeah,
here
that looked
in
like
America,
that'd be looking right.
Oh, you know, you say Pythagorean, I say theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. You tell me about the mitochondria. I say it's the
Triangle.
powerhouse of the cell. If you added any
Triangle.
context or
The
gave me anything else
triangle.
that thing
The
could do,
triangle.
I don't believe you.
The
All I know
Pythagoras
is it's a
as in pizza
singular
pie was there the
use
whole
thing.
time.
And
True.
so Maybe Pythagoras had other theories. Maybe he had this color theory, and over there in Italy, they're like, oh yeah, Pythagoras did this as well. Okay, this comes
he also
from
made a
Memo
helicopter
Park. Like,
that you just bike up.
This is Russian
Bozo.
Memo Park. In Russian Memo Park, they have this ride as well, also called Eli Pitagorico.
Okay.
The thought that it's a typo if it's on the official site. Is it not Eli, but maybe it's Ellie in terms of elevation? Why would it be called Ellie Pitagorico? Why? Why is it
the smacking sound. We left the rails far behind us. Yeah.
Well,
we're going crazy. We're going insane.
System, positing that the Earth, Moon, Sun, and planets revolve around an unseen central fire, i.e. the child in the chair. This looks like the ride a little bit, kind of, not really.
Not really.
Is it just more well known in Italy? And that they just named it that? I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, what if we're looking up the completely right thing? Let's do Greek to English. What does Eli mean in Greek? It means nothing.
But what if you do ELI?
I'm giving up.
Maybe they're stylizing
because
it.
I have to go back to work on the main channel content. I have to go back to work, and I'm really having a great time working on Disney's Living Characters, which is the part 2 to the animatronics video. So I have to just go back and work on that. And as tempting as it is to continue to search for this forever, I know that everyone out there would.
Wait, shit! This is almost the end of it.
It's kind of it seems like I'm giving up, but I'm saying to you, do you know what Eli Pythagoric means? Eli Pitagorico. If you know what that means,
Eli Pitagorico,
please let me know.
Me when the Eli is Pitagorico.
Content, check out the Patreon. We just did a long.
You're trapped in a time loop, and the only way to get out is to figure out why this one ride is called Eli Pitagorico. Honestly, I love watching a random niche like video missing. I just really enjoy it. It brings me a lot of joy. Oh, holy shit. Wait. Who the fuck are you? Okay, firstly, this person has a whole 34-minute video that's a tribute to Muppet Vision 3D, firstly. Secondly, holy shit, there's a channel called Chuck E. Entertainment that just does, like, I guess mostly, like, Pizza Time Theater, Chuck E. Cheese, I guess some Muppet stuff, but mostly Chuck E. Cheese shows and like Rock-afire Explosion, Showbiz Pizza kind of stuff, right? And they just do video footage. They just compile video footage of those fucking rides. Or not rides, of those shows. They have a freaking video of the helicopter training. Mamans. It was in the... Wait, it's a 42-minute fucking video? Why is it 42 minutes long?
Hello, my name is Jeff Aldrich. I'm a manager of technical support and service.
Okay.
In association with your regional technical manager, we've provided you a instructional video on how to maintain and operate your Eli helicopter ride.
Okay.
And, we hope it's informative.
Yeah.
And, here it is.
Okay, Chucky's going to demonstrate the theory of operation on the Memo Park.
Wait, the Eli Defunctland video answers why it's called Eli?
Engaging the coin switch.
Oh, wait. Wait, it does? Wait. Okay, give me a second. I'll go back to the other video, but this is really...
So I have been studying animatronics.
Wait, what is it? Okay. Oh! Oh! Wait a second. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Oh, shit.
To Memo Park, which is a week later. I didn't mention this before, but we did put in a richiesta informazioni, which is a request for information for those non-Italian viewers. To Memo Park, asking them why that it's called Eli Pitagorico, and they responded after a week, amazingly, and they CC'd what I assume is their entire staff. So I'm worried that we might have shut down operations while they passed this up the ladder to figure out why this was named that. So if you notice that the GDP of Italy dropped this week, that might be why. We appreciate Memo
Thank
Park
you, Memo Park.
for taking the time
Praise
to respond
Memo Park.
to this. It's so nice of them. To clear up the mystery, I
The
was
fact they
right.
CC'd the whole
This
stuff
is
is
the
really
response.
funny.
Thank you for the inquiry. This game is going up and down, recalling a kind of helicopter in Italian.
Oh, elicottero. Yeah.
And I should have looked up what helicopter was in Italian, although I think it's because I gave up earlier and just didn't think it was a helicopter at all. And then the other part of it is that it goes around in a circle, recalling the Pythagorean wheel, which I think is the Pythagorean spiral. It's colorful, and we kind of looked at stuff that looked like this.
Okay.
So mixing the two and putting a bit of fantasy, it's Eli Pythagorico. There you go. So thank you, Memo Park. I appreciate it. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. But then we gotta look at the informational video, the informational tutorial about how to maintain and learn how to use your Eli Pythagorical machine. Just because mostly I want to see it. Mostly I just want to see it.
Hello, my name is Jeff Aldrich. I'm a manager of technical support.
Oh
and
God,
service,
no.
And in association with your regional technical managers, we have provided you a instructional video on how to maintain and operate your Eli helicopter ride.
Sorry about that.
And, we hope it's informative.
Restream wanted me to click on something, and I was like, no. Well, I clicked on it, and then I messed up.
On the Memo Park Eli ride.
Holy shit, it's him! It's the rat!
Drop a coin into the coin box and get
it's him!
Switch.
Mama, it's him! It's the rat!
Once the coin hits the switch, the audio starts up. The ride begins to rotate. As long as
it's
all
him! It's the rat!
have been met, while the pedals are being turned, the ride should raise
Finally made this video, yeah.
There's a sensor on the back side of the ride, a proximity sensor, that's sensed by the rear pulley. While the
Why is the music that? Oh, because I guess because it's like, you know, intrigue, you're flying up. Okay, sure. It's the rat too, yeah.
While the ride's going up and down, notice also the headlight blinks and the floor
Finally a maintenance video. Mine has been stream broken for years. My next D&D character's gonna be Eli Pythagorico, please. I'm primed by children's horror to assume this thing's going to Snapchat like a bear trap. Uh-oh.
Should take approximately 9 seconds to descend to its most low.
Yeah, it is.
The flow control that's located
Every time that they show the inner workings of this machine, I do assume that a Final Destination style like snafu is going to take place that's going to result in this thing exploding in a fiery, like, horrible explosion, cooking every single person in the general vicinity. So, there's that. James Bond music now instead of Wiggles. Assassins are going to send 007 to get us. Oh no.
Installed at these locations.
Okay. To keep it put together. Black box.
If the black box is touched, the ride should stop.
Smart. Black box spacer.
The black box cover should have either black or white spacers installed to prevent any fingers from getting caught as the ride descends.
Smart. Children are dumb and stupid little guys. 90% of this ride is literally single piston, and it's still the best children's ride I've ever seen. That's kind of just the way it goes. Children's rides don't need to be complicated. They shouldn't be, in fact. Little children are dumb, and if it can go wrong, it could. You gotta keep them safe. Or they keep the crash recorder.
Cover should be installed.
Yeah, ever watch construction site safety videos? No.
Anything from getting caught as the ride rotates.
Not really.
The rotation speed should be set at 8 for minimum and 8 for maximum.
Gee. Oh god. Visual glitches. Hydraulic system. God, that was a really awkwardly long pause, and I was starting to worry that there was something wrong. VH's horror channels is such an incredible amount of material on this channel. That's what I'm saying.
When you fill this, you want to fill it about ½ an inch from the top of the fill hole, and you want to only use a mobile DTE 24 hydraulic oil, which crosses to a Granger's 3KD 70.
Shake hands with dangerous, absolute construction safety. Oh. Same, I thought the video crashed. Me too, right?
One line is your return line.
Okay. I don't know what any of this means.
Cylinder, and it returns right back into your reservoir.
Yeah.
And then this line, the larger
so thankful that it goes back to the reservoir, because if the pressure didn't come out and go through that tube, and then that there doohickey over there did that one thing that one time, and it'd be real cool like that. I ain't got any idea what on earth is taking place. Glitching into long pauses makes us feel like an ARG, which is a 0% chance, but I believe we could make it into one Mon-Mons. I believe.
The pump manifold is your 24-volt valve that's being controlled by your
dang God, there's a 24-volt valve. What kind of door?
24 volts. And if you wanted to check it, there's a couple of ways to do that.
Okay, how do we check it?
Connector J4 that's plugged into your CPU.
Oh fuck yeah, J4, my little guy, yeah.
It's a 4-pin connector.
Okay, 4 pins.
Pins from left to right.
Gotcha.
So normally it would be on your board like this.
Okay.
Pin 1 is here.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's shit. There sure as shit are 4 pins there.
1 lead to your coil.
Okay.
And 4 is the other lead.
Okay.
The 2 yellow wires are going to your home switch.
The 2 yellows are going, okay, to the home. Understandable.
When we read across that, you're going to read anywhere from 30 to 40 ohms.
Okay.
And that's reading directly. So when you're doing that,
and that's fine.
Both your wiring from the
but if it's under 30 to 40, then we're going to have problems. I'm not entirely, I don't understand.
Now that's just
you can check the voltage with a voltmeter. Holy shit.
But generally when this fails, it's going
I don't know much about electrical engineering, but this is fun. Oh my god, I sure love the big metal circle. All hail big metal circle. All hail the big metal circle. Praise be unto the big metal circle. Looks like a big, what are they called? The big, like the old-timey bicycle wheels, you know, those things, the way it's a big one in front and then the little one in the back. Looks like that, but then with like a weird bridge, but that's the metal base. Okay, the valve closes.
Pressure that's remaining in the cylinder is trapped in there.
Maintains the pressure.
Back to your pump.
Gotcha, so it doesn't drop.
It doesn't come crashing down on anybody.
Makes sense, right? You don't want to make, you know, don't want the kid to get crushed. Makes sense. Velocipede, thank you. That does sound like that sounds... Velocipede does not sound like what that's supposed to be. That sounds like a dinosaur. But I appreciate your attempts at trying to teach me. But I do in fact believe that you have just named a dinosaur and not a actual vehicle. So, good try. Good try. Stop messing with me. Yeah. Another cool thing is all welded in tube steel, not much machining. Yeah. This is a lot of welding. The penny farthings, yeah, something like that. I don't, but there's like another word for it. I just don't remember what it's called. Big bicycle. Daiya with a suspiciously southern accent again. So that's the thing. Now here's the funny thing about that. I don't know how to tell Mon-Mons this. It may come as a surprise to you. It's suspiciously good for a reason.
To check it, you just take each of your meter leads and go across.
Okay,
when you do so, you're going to read anywhere from 360 ohms.
I reckon you don't be talking to your mom about things like that.
This one here reads 638 ohms. Generally, when they go bad, you read infinite resistance. Yeah, almost an open circuit. Okay. Another thing that can sometimes fail on these.
Am I looking for?
On the top,
I don't know what that is. I cannot read Cyrillic script, but I do appreciate whatever. I don't know what that word is, but I'm, you know, I appreciate that you offered that word to me in an attempt to provide the thing that I was asking for. Yeah. It's okay, Dad, it's an open secret. It's not that. I don't feel like it's that much of a surprise to anybody. I use y'all constantly. I think I use y'all and ain't more than I use any other words. I don't think that's particularly surprising, Mon-Mons. Is it? I mean, it can be. I can pretend. Would you like me to? I can try to pretend. It's not even a secret. It's really not. I'd love nothing more than to hide that, but I don't really care to. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't really mind it. It doesn't really matter to me too much.
Partially in there.
Daiya reading Gone with the Wind won't be peeing. There's so many other stories that we could read. Gone with the Wind would be long though, so I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you?
anywhere from 90 to 100 volts DC.
90 to 100 volts DC.
Because your bridge rectifier circuits.
Bridge rectifier circuits.
To a DC volt.
To a DC volt.
Okay. When you're all done, you just slip it all back on.
I don't think I like your words, funny man.
It's just the coil that's failed,
to be fair, I'm from New York and use y'all. Really? Interesting. I use y'all in Howdy, but most of the time that's because of Fallout New Vegas. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we need to be using it more often because they tried to take it from the dictionary. I can't remember if they put it back in or not though. Did they take it and not put it back in? I can't remember. Anybody remember? Anybody recall from me? I genuinely don't.
From the top. It won't adjust how
irritating, I'll tell you that much. I got howdified at an early age. It'll happen to you. It really will. I think the hardest one for me is trying to. I think the biggest issue for me is always. So when I spend time with the Fortuna family, as you might imagine, everyone's got pretty strong accents. I don't know if I've ever talked about that, but like. Generally, everyone's got pretty strong accents, but I got picked on, so I worked real hard to conceal that, right? And so as a result of that, Granny Fortuna sounds real Southern. There's no hiding that there. It's very funny, but I will say that sometimes stream's a little tough because. If I've been spending especially if I've been spending multiple days with no stream, I do have a little bit of trouble getting back into talking normal. I say in air quotes because it's just what I get used to. Because the thing is that for the longest time, I was told that viewer advisory may cause drowsiness.
This assembly here is the back frame.
Okay. But the big thing is so my natural voice and my real voice are both the same thing. It's the same thing. The only difference is that the way that I speak a little bit changes just because the fact that when I'm around my family members and stuff like that, right? That my accent slips out, right? Because that's just normal. I'm playing it up a little bit right now, but it's one of those things where I got really used to the idea that exactly code switching or just switching to match, because the other thing is that some people just really can't understand accents and stuff like that. They just have a lot of trouble with it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just always had a bit of a problem with those kinds of things.
Points here act as an
and I was always really nervous about those sorts of things as far as wanted to make sure that everybody was able to understand me, so when I, started working real hard to kind of avoid that sort of stuff, and so I don't really use it as much as I guess I could. I mean, it's not a matter of not being able to, but sometimes I don't know if I'm not around my family members, or if I'm not in an area where there's other people that sound like it, I guess. Yeah, you lose your southern drawl real easy. It's just a kind of a thing, right? Yeah, I did used to get picked on a little bit as a kid, so when it did slip out, I kind of got made fun of, so I started trying not to, if that makes sense. I de-accent my voice most of the time, but I literally have to use my accent to talk to my mom if she doesn't understand me. I think it's more prevalent with people who are maybe first generation immigrants, or people who have family members from other countries and things like that, whose first language is not English or something like that, where it's kind of hard, maybe pronunciation wise or something like that. But it just depends. And also if you have a really particularly strong accent, I think that tends to be a thing too. But I don't think I had an Aussie accent until I went overseas and started talking to people. Yeah, I've been told that I have an accent, even just going to other areas and other places. When I talk
your ride travels
succinctly.
up and down through, you want to use like a white.
But it's just like a weird little thing.
Lubricant.
The person who has to go to comically flat accent on that. Well, I'm not entirely sure what that means. So we all understand how to maintain lift and assembly. Yeah, I sure do.
You want to limit
probably.
The friction between the
I don't know. I'll be fine wherever I end up being. I'm sure that I'll be able to accurately use the Eli Pita. Wait, what was the name of it? Eli Ellie is the Ellie Pitagora?
Okay. As you do your monthly
Something like that.
visual inspection of
It's gonna be flat the first time I talk online, and eventually I get relaxed and called Lobster Man. I think honestly, I think Cajun accents are really, really like lovely. I don't know, like they're very strong. Eli Pitagorico, thank you. I don't know. It sure did go up through one ear and out the other, didn't it? Forgot it pretty fast. But yeah, I think it's one of those things where like I think people with accents tend to hate their own accents real bad, but the like other people, I think tend to like them. Is what I'm kind of gathering, because I always thought that like the other thing was that I think I don't know about other folks, but I also heard for a really long time that like having an accent meant, especially like a southern accent particularly, I found that there was like kind of a how do I say, like a generalization or like a stereotype that like by having a southern accent you were less intelligent, or that other people would think that you were like a little slow or something like that. And so yeah, kids make fun of accents, so they can't really survive childhood, I think. And that's the bummer thing. I think as somebody who really likes language and linguistics in general, I really like accents in general. I don't think that there's very few of them that I'm like oh, these are like kind of like I don't know. I have like a really good time like learning about them and like how to like acclimate to them so that I can like understand what's being said. You know what that means? I don't think there's a lot of them that I have a lot of trouble with. Like I feel like it's pretty easy to get used to like how to like listen properly, I guess is what like the best way for me to explain it, like how to like understand someone speaking with a really, really strong accent from somewhere else that I'm not familiar with. Accent equals dumb is so annoying. Some of the most brilliant people I've met had strong accents. There's zero correlation between brilliance and accent. That's what I'm saying. I think it's really stupid, and I think it's also probably like an old thought from like the mentality of like, oh, you have to assimilate into a certain like echelon of society or whatever. I think it's probably something like that. Yeah. Greg D, thank you for the super. And then there's me who taught himself a southern accent because it sounds nice in business. No, work Southerners ask if I'm from the South. There's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people, like, there's a certain kind of disposition that people hold for you, right? Depending on, like, what part of the world you sound like you're from.
Hi, my name's Troy.
I think particularly in the case of, like, the South, people tend to find you more, like, welcoming and hospitable. I think also people tend to, like, underestimate you, like, I'd say, maybe a little bit. Craziest thing is think that someone who's ESL is slower than you, and they'll know. I think that's... I agree. I think... Ooh, heats me up real bad. I think it's really, like, I genuinely, it's really irritating, isn't it? Like, I don't understand why on earth it is that we have to do... I don't...
As well as the clear plexiglass spacers.
I think there's a really, really old-minded and very close-minded kind of mentality about.
Once we get to our gear,
like,
we're going to work our way from the
I think it's a
top
really
to bottom.
closed-minded idea
We're
that
remove this gear here by removing the 2 set screws and pushing the
someone
shaft
who
up.
doesn't know the
Once
language
shaft is
very
out of the way,
well
we can
is
go to this gear
slow
here
or
and remove
dumb.
The 2 set screws. Once
Like,
the 2 set screws
they're
are
working
removed,
hard
we
to
can
learn a
push this
language,
shaft
you know what I
in this
mean? Like,
direction.
and especially if you've never learned a language yourself. There's too many people. I think America's, you know, lovely people, lovely place. I mean, you know, I love where I come from, right? But it's one of those things where I get a little frustrated, I get a little hot under the collar when I hear the things that some people say about this kind of stuff, because like it's really frustrating. There are so many people in this world who go about their day-to-day lives and they learn languages. I mean, a lot of schools, especially particularly in like Europe and places like that, people go their entire lives learning languages like it's nothing. Like it's normal, right? They end up with like 3, 4 languages under their belt. Trilingual, multilingual. And then America, you're lucky if you learn a little bit of Spanish from like a high school class. And it just, it's so lazy. Like it's not disrespectful. I don't mean to be, ill-intended, but like, you do have to admit that by calling other people lazy or by calling other people slow, it's really, really a kind of a, really a pot calling the kettle black kind of situation, don't you think?
The board I have here is
yeah, I wish we had that here in the States too. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's also just really limited too. I mean, you can't travel nowhere if you don't know the language, at least a little bit.
First off,
you get into that mentality of like,
the top trim pot adjusts your duration.
You get into that mentality of like,
trim pot adjusts the sensitivity. That's how long that that circuit's going to activate your main
that like you can just go over wherever and like you don't have to worry about learning language. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like obviously there's most signage, thankfully due to the position of the U.S., like finances and stuff like that. It's real easy to get around in a lot of different countries because of the fact there's English signage because it's such a big language and so many people speak it. But it is one of those things where it's real unfortunate because of the fact that it's
can always remember that it's close.
I feel like you experience so much more if you at least learn a little bit when you travel somewhere. Thank you so much, Greg D. Do I have strong opinions on gifted? I don't know entirely what you mean by that.
Then you have another green.
We have a problem. We've been relying on Google Translate too much. That's just in general for everybody, though. I think, but that's yeah. Here in Canada, or at least in the part we're from, we learn French as a second language in most schools. Yeah, because of the fact that like a large majority, or not a large majority, but a large portion of the country is also francophone, also speaks French. Oh, kids who are told they're gifted. Yeah, been there. Eventually, most people tend to like have a problem where they get to a point where they're like, oh, I experienced difficulty, and then it's a whole like change in prospect kind of deal. Kids are put into the gifted program. It's so stupid. Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
The other pin is your sense wire going back from this board.
It's just a general thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with whether or not you choose to learn one language or not. I just wish that people would be more understanding of one another. There's nothing wrong with it, Whether you choose to learn another language or not, that's totally and entirely up to you. It's just a matter of like, let's respect everybody.
You're going to hear the piezo buzzer go off. You're going to see the two
the what buzzer go off? Started using Google. Started using Google Translate at work. It's getting really good at basic conversational stuff. Yeah. It's getting a lot better. I'll tell you that much. It is getting better, which is nice. I do appreciate that. I think again, like the existence of translation technology is really nice because eventually it'll get to a point where like everybody can speak their own their own mutual language and it'll just get translated into real time. But it's just one of those things where I just gotta think about it. I wish I had more time to learn languages, and another time when I went to uni for linguistics. For a little while I was thinking about taking an ancient languages class. Specifically I wanted to learn like ancient Greek because I wanted to go into like historical preservation and
this is the black box sensor board that we just discussed. It's always located
that kind of stuff, anthropology and whatnot. Google Translate's a godsend for Russian. I can only imagine.
That sense wire that comes from here.
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails of Cyrillic script, but that's also because I don't speak the language. So.
And this is the dip switch we were talking
about.
It's on bank DX.
Yeah. Not for me, because that was the Roman Empire. Good history, good history.
You want to make sure dip switch 3 is always on. Okay?
Switch 3 is always on.
These dials here, the one to the left is for minutes. It's for your time. It sets how long the duration of your ride.
Seen some videos where they took modern music and translated the lyrics all into Latin. It's interesting to listen to. I think that's really neat. I think it's really cool.
10, so we put it on 40.
Tried teaching myself Polish. Textbooks are French, so the hell of a pipeline. Oh gosh, yeah, that'd be a time and a half, right?
The major components on the board.
Like in order to learn it, you have to study a bit of French. So it's like you have to learn 2 languages in order to learn one.
It's a TDA 2006 that you can pick up locally.
Yeah, they weren't kidding when they said this is going to make you fall asleep. It's like
one that's
audio chips. Yes. Show me more of the. Oh my god.
There again, it's going to go to the next.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so honest. This is. Oh. After we have barely got to eat. Good night, Daiya. Surely understand what points he's partnering up with the Zoom. Yeah, that's the thing is like it doesn't. At this Zoom, you can't really tell like what's. Especially not with that. Is there? Can I turn it? It only goes up to 480p, so this is the highest quality I can possibly get on this video too. Yeah, dang. Ain't that boring? It's not particularly riveting, is it? All this stuff will be on the test tomorrow. You got it all? God, no I don't. And I don't want to. I think I'll pass. Good old VHS quality, honestly. It's as good a quality if ever we get. Yeah. It's about as good as you're gonna ask for, right? Blah 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 blah. It's a bunch of ice, yes, and filter caps. Not interesting unless you can see the chip labels. Oh. And to think 480p was considered HD training video. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing it on a VHS, I guess it would be, right? If you want a good infomercial, I suggest Wendy's hot drinks training video. I would love to give some more watches of some more informational training videos and stuff like that. I think it could be fun to like turn off the audio for them and to like try to describe what's happening in real time. I think that could be really fun. So maybe we'll do that sometime soon. I think that could be really silly, goofy, and fun. Essentially just, you know, like discount Hugbees. You know? It could be fun. Live dubbing, yeah. I like the idea of trying to explain what's going on and like, I think it could be silly. That could be really fun, right? I think that could be goofy. I think that could be a really fun thing to do sometime. So maybe we'll do that sooner rather than later. Maybe that'll be next one. But thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me. Best part about OSHA, arguably the only good part, is the training videos. I don't know. I've definitely seen places where I've been like, ooh, please, I'm begging you, call OSHA on this place. If somebody needs to intervene, this is a nightmare. Well, thank you so much, Mom, for joining me. I really appreciate getting to hang out together, and it's always really, really fun to do these like kind of spontaneous streams where I don't really have an exact plan, but it's always really, really fun. Daiya, my call me OSHA, please. What an amalgamation of a stream today. Yeah, it was a little bit ADHD coded, but you know, we had a good time, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters in the end, right? So thank you so much, Mom, for stopping by and for hanging out. I really, really appreciate you joining me for the members streams because they're so fun, and I really love getting to spend time with the diabetics in a more like personal setting. We'll watch a movie again soon, and we'll also do some members ASMR this month too. So thank you so much, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now, moms. Bing. Bye for now.